defense set the tone, led by Jared Morris, the middle linebacker, with 14 tackles against Arkansas State. While the offense sputtered, the special teams did not. The special teams were just that, very special. Terrence Murphy with a couple of long kickoff returns set the Aggies up in good shape, and they went on to knock off Arkansas State. Tonight, the Aggies try to make it a perfect 2-0 when they host Utah next. We welcome you to Aggieland. Last week, nearly 76,000, a record home opener crowd at Kyle Field. And tonight, another big crowd expected. A pair of 1-0 football teams going head-to-head. The Utes of Utah taking on the Texas A&M Aggies. Hello, everyone. I'm Kevin Eschenfelder alongside Shay Walker and Coach Spike Dykes. Good to have you along. It is game number 2. It's A&M looking to go 2-0 in this one. Coach, where do they need to improve from week 1 to week 2?
Well, I'd say that the biggest improvements got to come on offense. Consistency. They were good on offense, but what they didn't do is they just didn't take the ball and run it down the field with long drives. Defensively, played a great defense. They got too many third down conversions though, and allowed Arkansas State to have the football too much. They got to make more big plays on third down.
Well, the flip side on the offensive side of the football, Courtney Lewis, we knew he could play, and the proof was in the pudding last week.
Yeah, what a coming out party for Courtney Lewis. His first game in the A&M maroon and white, and he absolutely showed, Kevin, what he can do with the football. Running tough yards here, splitting 2 tacklers, going in for a 4-yard touchdown early in the second half, and then in the game-clinching touchdown here is a little draw play right up the middle, and he turns on the jet, splits 2 defenders en route to a 47-yard touchdown. He led all rushers with 73 yards last week, 2 touchdowns, so big-time weapon. Expect to see him a lot more in the ballgame tonight.
All right, both guys got a chance to play quarterback last night. Of course, we're talking about Reggie McNeil and Dustin Long, and tonight you're probably pretty much going to see the same thing again. Let's play grade the quarterback. What do you think about Reggie McNeil?
I thought Reggie McNeil graded good. I thought he was a little inconsistent, wasn't nearly as consistent as Long throwing the football, but anytime Reggie McNeil touches the football, he is a threat to go all the way. He can throw the football. He's got great feet. He's slicker than a mink. Watch him. He's all over the field, and he's hard to tackle. He's a guy who can win for you on any play in any game.
And if you're going to, like I said, you're going to see both of these guys get to play tonight, just like we saw Dustin Long on last weekend's game as well. And I thought Dustin kind of came in. He was maybe a little bit more consistent than Reggie was, but of course he's got one more year of experience.
Well, don't forget, Dustin Long also has a Big 12 record in 7 touchdown passes in 1 game. He came in, as you said, Kevin, did a nice job finding receivers. He throws the deep ball really well, throws the corner routes, the underneath routes. So he's got the complete package at the quarterback position, and he's a good leader, and the team looks up to him. So he's a steadying influence, and he's a big addition to the offense.
Well, this Utah team comes in after putting 40 on Utah State a week ago. Now, Brandon Warfield is a guy who just grew up right down the road in Crockett, and he is an outstanding football player, nearly 200 yards rushing last week.
Yeah, he had 33 carries and 173 yards, and this guy is a weapon. Over the last 7 games going into last season, this guy is averaging over 127 yards per game, so they look a lot. They look for him to be a ball control guy. They look for him to kind of maintain the momentum, if you will, in that offense. And Brandon Warfield's going to be relied on heavily tonight if Utah's going to win this ball game.
All right, let's join the 4th man on our crew, Randy McElvoy, down on the sidelines. Randy?
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. Coach Fran will tell you he's a firm believer from week 1 to week 2. That's when you make your most progress as a football team. He hopes to see that offensively. Last week they struggled early on in the first half against Arkansas State. It starts with the offensive line when you're talking about the running game, and this is an inexperienced offensive line, and he knew that when he inherited this football team. It features a redshirt freshman, a sophomore, a junior, and last week 2 fifth-year seniors making their first ever career starts. And again, they struggled early. They made progress, though, and that's the bottom line throughout the course of the football game. They wound up opening some holes in that second half and rushed for a little over 130 yards against the Indians. 120 of that came in the second half. Look for big nights from Courtney Lewis and Derek Farmer. Coach Fran believes the offensive line continue to make progress at practice throughout the week.
All right, Randy, they will look for it once again tonight. You got the best seat in the house. The first meeting between Utah and Texas A&M since 1936. We'll kick it off when we come back to Aggieland next. Welcome you back to Aggieland. Over 75,000 expected tonight at the home of the 12th man, Kyle Field here in College Station. Two 1-0 teams coming into this one tonight. These two teams getting together for the first time in a long time, 1936. Aggies won that game 20-7. That was the only time these two teams met. There's Dennis Francione, 21st season as a head coach, and game number 2 at the helm of Texas A&M. After the win over Arkansas State last week, said he saw some good things and some not so good things and looking for much more improvement tonight. Temperature 87 degrees, about 39% humidity. Supposed to be a very pleasant evening here in College Station. Good night for football, and we are just about underway. This one will come to Terrence Murphy, 4 yards deep, and Wisely will take a knee, and the Aggies will start off first down at 10 from the 20-yard line.
That's an improvement over last week for the visitors because they had 3 returns for 150 yards last week.
That kick it where they won't bring it back. Looks like Reggie McNeil is going to be the man to run the offense. And McNeil, last week against Arkansas State, threw for 82 yards as he completed 54% of his passes. He went 7 for 13, and he did throw an interception. Sophomore from Lufkin, Texas, leading the troops out. First down at 10 from the 20. Fresh 15 on the clock as we are getting ready to get underway here in earnest. A&M, of course, from the Big 12. The Mountain West is where Utah comes from. They won over Utah State last week, 40-20. On first down, it's fumbled at the line of scrimmage. Reggie McNeil wisely got back on it. Looked like he had problems with Jeff Handgartner, the senior or the junior from New Braunfels. He's the center, the all-conference candidate. And some miscommunication on the snap as you take a look at the big guys up front. Kirk, Handgartner, De La Garza the strongest of the bunch, and Ruber. Farmer and Joseph in the backfield. Look for Murphy and Taylor when he throws the ball. And Taylor Schuster is the tight end up front. And Courtney Lewis in on this play. Joseph in motion. Hand it to Lewis. Hit at the line of scrimmage, got away from one man. Goes out near the 30-yard line and near a first down. Third down and short coming up. An initial hit was behind the line of scrimmage, but finally Ray Holcraft was able to finish him off the middle linebacker.
Great second effort. Watch this turn back blocking. Isolate him right here. There's the key to it. And Courtney Lewis does a good job running the football.
Sione Bouha was the first man to get to him, number 90, the junior from Salt Lake City. But one arm's not going to bring down Courtney Lewis, the freshman from Houston-Madison. Third down and a couple. McNeil on the keeper and won't get there.
Oh, what a defensive play. Great.
Safety Dave Revel that came up to make the stop.
Yeah, Revel is all over the field. He's a strong safety, and I tell you, he makes a lot of plays for them.
Here's the defense up front. Savage, that's Bouha, Fifita and Powell. Toon, Holdcraft, and Dodds are the linebackers. Harper and Parker are your corners. Morgan Scally and Dave Revel, who just made that play, are the safeties. Now it is punt time as Jacob Young will be punting it away. Thought we may see Cody Skates in this one tonight, the All-American candidate punter. He's out with a hernia. They may give him one more week and resting that and getting ready to go maybe Thursday night against Virginia Tech. Nice coverage on the punt team is brought back out to the 44-yard line, and Savoy has his team set up there. Good field position for Utah to get things started as they started off like this. At quarterback, it is Brett Elliott. He's a junior from Lake Oswego, Oregon, making his 8th career start. Threw for over 1,500 yards last season as he pretty much came in and got the starting job about midway through the season.
Got a strong arm.
He threw for 440 yards in a game last year against New Mexico. Brandon Warfield in the backfield with him. Now they'll run the option.
Oh, ball on the ground.
And it's out of bounds. They brought in Bo Nagaha, who came in to run. He's really a backup cornerback. Nagahi was coming around on the option, and really there was absolutely no communication whatsoever. Boone, Harrion, Peterson up front. It's a big offensive line. Alona on the right side. You see the guys in the backfield.
And you will see them all, Kevin. Every one of these guys, all wide receivers last week against Utah State, actually carried the football. So a lot of weapons on this Utah offense.
Brett Elliott from the gun. This one caught and drops. Had it for a moment, couldn't hold on to it. Travis Latondras.
Byron Jones, what a play.
Separated from the football by Byron Jones, the cornerback. Ross, Jolly, Patrick, and Smith, the big fellas up front, and they are big. The backers, Justin Warren, getting his start tonight at the Rover, along with Morris in the middle and McDaniel. Corners are Weston and Jones. Appel and Jackson are the safeties. Third down. 17 to go for the first. Utah's got to get to the A&M 47-yard line. Quarterback draw, nothing doing. Once again, it was Byron Jones and Archie McDaniel there to make the stop. And it is punt time for Utah.
Pretty slow starts for both of these offenses, Kevin. Both of them getting in situations where the fumbled snap by A&M on their first snap, and then Utah pitching out wide and putting the ball on the ground put them in a very difficult series, because now they were trying to convert second and third first down plays that were over 15 yards. So very tough to make those kind of conversions.
And Kovacevic to punt it away, and does. Good high hanger. Jason Carter waits underneath this one all the way back to his 6-yard line. Penalty marker down. You're going to have an illegal block. A&M's going to be starting in a big hole here, probably about the yard line.
Nice coverage by the Utah punt cover team.
Absolutely.
Jason Carter's a hard guy to bottle up, and they came down, stayed in their lanes, and that's what you have to do, Coach. You got to stay in those lanes, and you're coming down and covering either kicks or punts, and you see as the Utah guys come down, I mean, there's just nowhere for him to go.
You're pushing it back right there.
Yeah, they do, and the key to it really is, just like you said, they got to stay in their lanes, because the last week that was the difference in football game.
That's right, and it makes a big difference too when typically when you see a punt go that far and carry, because it took Carter all the way back to about the 10-yard line.
Illegal block in the back. Receiving team. Half the distance to
See, now these are the kind of penalties that we're trying to get away from.
Oh, absolutely.
Because now we're starting with, I mean, you know, here's Texas A&M starting on the 5-yard line, and that's a hard deal, 95 yards to go.
Well, they got to get out of the shadow of the goalpost.
All right, 11:52 to go. The Aggies with the football deep in their own territory. They'll start on offense for the second time tonight when we come back.
This
Well, welcome back. The official gave us the official timeout sign, and we took the break, and then they whistled the ball in play. Jamar Taylor catching a pass there for 8 yards as he takes it up. Second down and 2 coming up. Make it second down and 3.
Hey, Kevin, he got kind of bottled up there on that tackle, and it looks like he's limping a little bit, so hopefully it's nothing too serious, because Jamar Taylor's a big-time contributor on this offense.
Derek Farmer dotting the I here, and they hand it to Farmer. Trying to break it outside. Has the first down, lost the football, and it looks like a maroon jersey got back on it. It was John Kirk, right man at the right place at the right time.
Great hustle by Kirk. He ran a long way to get on that football.
Well, Derek Farmer doing a nice job of fighting for extra yards, trying to get the first downs. But boy, you absolutely have to hang on to the football. And John Kirk, the senior out of Athens, Texas.
He's the quick guard, and he was quick to the ball that time.
Well, that's what you want to see. You like your offensive lineman out there hustling instead of sitting around that tackle box after the play bounces outside. So a lot of credit there to John Kirk for that kind of hustle.
Now Courtney Lewis in the backfield. Lewis right up the middle, nothing doing. Good job by the interior of the Utah defensive line. And plus Dave Revel coming up as well from the safety spot to make that tackle.
Holcraft in there, and Falata, and good defensive play.
Here we go on second down and 9 after the short game. This is Jason Carter as the tailback. Instead, they hand it to Terrence Murphy on the end around. Murphy.
Not going to catch him.
Foot race to the end zone, and a foot race that Terrence Murphy will win.
Wow.
An 80-yard touchdown run, and Texas A&M is on top.
Well, that'll bring the fans to their feet. What a great play call by offensive coordinator Les Caney. He's going against the defense that is a helter-skelter defense. It almost mirrors Utah's offense, Kevin. They like to run a lot of blitzes, a lot of stunts. They kind of line up all over the place. And looking up top, you can see you've got Carter, but that's that quick handoff. And you talk about executing a handoff at full speed, and Murphy is off to the races. Not going to catch him.
Oh, great execution. And plus, they got him outflanked. And when you outflank somebody and you got speed like that, it's Katie bar the door.
Yep, speed kills, and Terrence Murphy turned on the Jets right there, putting that one in.
Todd Pegram for the extra point, and he's perfect. Didn't take long for the Aggies to get on the board. It's an 80-yard touchdown run by Terrence Murphy. Big play guy on the special teams a week ago, but doing it on the offense here. He's gone, and A&M leads it 7-0. That's the kind of start Dennis Francione was looking for. 7-0, Texas A&M on top. The offense sputtering a bit early on last week. And there's nothing sputtering about this one right now. 4 plays, 93 yards. You pick up 80 of it in one run.
Well, you look at what they had in the backfield. You pointed out that Jason Carter, the A-back, was lined up in the backfield on that particular play. So there was a lot of weapons. They had 4 wides. And Murphy lined up in the slot. He just turned on the Jets, and Reggie McNeil did an outstanding job of being able to stick that ball right in Terrence Murphy's belly as he was running full speed, and by the time he hit the corner, it was over.
Yeah, boy, and I'll tell you, that was just a heck of a football play.
Like that call, that gets your offense a little fired up and takes a little bit of the monkey off the back, because they've been hearing all week how, well, you guys didn't really block anybody last week, and I really like the fire that they came out with and putting that 7 points on the board.
Scally and Nagahi back deep, waiting to kick from Pegram. Short kick. It's still decent field position to get it out to the 30-yard line. Near the 30 goes Bo Nagahi. So now, Utah trying to figure out something to get done on offense. They had absolutely no success on their first possession as Brett Elliott comes back out. Four wide receivers, Brandon Warfield, senior from Crockett by way of Kilgore Junior College. He's in the backfield. There's Elliott from the gun.
Yeah, A&M's going to be flagged. Now, it's Archie McDaniel, Kevin. I think he was coming in too soon. He was trying to time the snap. Just got into the neutral zone early, and then the ball was snapped, and the referee's going to whistle it dead, and offsides on the defense will be a 1st and 5.
That rule just changed last year. You used to could do that. The defense used to draw them off. Now the encroachment rule and
defense.
And
5-yard
defense
penalty.
gets a penalty now.
Yeah, they changed it at the high school level as well. So those kids are starting to get a little bit bigger dose of it. But the defense can't intentionally bait and draw into that neutral zone because, boy, just think it's hard to hold your water. You got some guy breathing right on the top of your nose and jumping in on you. And
you're setting duck.
That's right.
First down and 5. Again, Utah will go from the gun. 4 wide receivers set, tipped at the line of scrimmage. Not a chance. Travis Latondras was the intended receiver, but I think that one was hit at the line.
Looked like somebody did get a hand on it.
Johnny Jolly.
And here's this loose no huddle. Actually, they're getting into the huddle now, calling plays off the wristband. But look for Utah at some point in tonight's ball game. Because, you know, they line up about 3 yards away from the ball, so there's not a real protracted huddle time. They like to get in and take the snap.
Again, 2nd and 5. Warfield on the pitch. Has the first down and steps out of bounds near the 40-yard line.
That's a semblance of what A&M ran a while ago.
They're just trying to get their running back, the guy that's dotting the I. He's actually ended up a little on the left side there, and as he bounces out, nice job of getting the block in on Jared Morris. That's kind of outflanking him, and it's just one of those deals. That's like a wave. You know, you get that running back, he's running downhill, and by the time you catch up with him, he's already picked up the first down.
Mountain West Player of the Week, Brandon Warfield, 33 carries, $173 a week ago against Utah State. Fake the handoff. This one complete. First down and more. Well-executed play. They found the open man, Steve Savoy. Savoy just a freshman.
That's well-executed football play right there. That's hard to stop. It's one-on-one out there. And watch the block the inside receiver gets right here.
You're right, Coach. It was a great block because that's what sprung him. He had that wide receiver out there blocking for him, and all he had to do was beat that man, picking up another first down for that Utah offense.
Back-to-back first downs. The first time they try it up the middle, and maybe that's why they haven't tried it yet. Everybody's there. Morris, McDaniel, Appel among the three.
When you run a 4-3 defense and you got a middle linebacker, it all starts with this guy right here, Jared Morris, and that's the key to the whole deal. And he is a fine football player. He's big and he's strong, he's aggressive, and he gets better. Watching him last week, I thought he got better as the game went on, didn't you?
Absolutely. He played a heck of a game, led the team in tackles, but he's kind of one of those mix-it-up guys. You know, you see him, he's a physical, but he looks like he just likes to get a little dirty.
Empty backfield, 5 wide receivers set. On second down and 9, this one over the middle, complete. Latondras has the first down. The guy that just caught one pass last week, but he's going to have to come up big tonight because Paris Warren is out for this game. He was suspended for disciplinary reasons earlier, but guys like Travis Latondras are going to have to step up.
Those inside receivers on that 3-receiver set is where Latondras was. And he's looking this way. The receiver's going to be coming back from here, and that's what that Urban Meyer offense, that spread offense does. It's kind of helter-skelter. Those guys going left and right, and you've got to get your key, you got to get your read as a linebacker, so you know which way they're coming from.
Now here they're going to pitch this one straight snap to the tailback, and Warfield has the first down.
Warfield jumps pretty good, doesn't he? He may be a high jumper.
This looks a lot like what some of the looks University of Houston had today against Michigan in that deal that they used to run at Steve. Look at this. Now you got a guy, you got the tailback taking snaps, and quarterback's in motion and lined up in slots.
Hey, Warfield's a load. He is a load, man.
Well, here's his substitution package, which would drive defensive coordinator Carl Torbush crazy. You see 5 guys coming in here for this offensive set. They just interchange 4 and 5, and it's a personnel grouping that they're looking for, trying to take advantage of a defensive scene that they might see. And one of those deals when the linebackers and safeties really have to communicate.
Pitch pass underneath, but it's lost. Who's got the football? A&M.
Bryce Reed, I believe, is who finally fell on top of it. Let's see if number 35, nope, number 6 comes out with it.
So Brian Singleton.
Yeah.
Absolutely no handle on that ball. I want you to watch how many times that one changes possessions. Look.
There's Bryce Reed. Now, Bryce Reed is a former fullback, and he's chasing it in earnest. Brian Singleton right there on the spot. Does a nice job of A&M defense recognizing that little inside slant there. Took a big shot, put the ball on the ground. That's a big turnover for Texas A&M.
In the big cities and the small towns, at the dance hall and the state fair, Chevy drives your life. After all, Chevys roll off the line right here in Texas. Vehicles you count on every day. And that's why we say Chevy, driving Texas.
Nissan Southwest Football Saturday breaks down the day in college football with scores and highlights.
He's going all the way!
While the Big 12 postgame show recaps all the weekend's games with interviews and exclusive coverage.
He goes! He does! He did!
Nissan Southwest Football Saturday and the Big 12 postgame show on Fox Sports Net.
Welcome back to Kyle Field. We talk about the offensive line, the inexperience. One of the reasons is Jamie Hightower, junior's 2-year letterman from Jacksonville High School. You know the story of Jamie Hightower, guys. Been injured, had a staph infection, missed most of preseason camp, was in the hospital for 2 weeks, just got out of the hospital 2 weeks ago. Coach Franchione says if he's not healthy enough for the conference opener October 4th, there's a good chance Jamie Hightower will redshirt this year.
Going up top, and a man is open. Caught at the 30-yard line.
You can't throw it any better than that. Now that's what you call airing it out, putting it under it.
Terrence Murphy ran right underneath it in stride.
Coach, absolutely right. That's a great play fake by Reggie, and getting the depth right there is just key. Sits there and he throws a perfect ball. It's enough air. He knows he's got one-on-one with one of his fastest wide receivers, and love the way that Terrence Murphy runs through that football to catch it. Boy, that's a thing of beauty. Great catch.
Don't jump. Keep your feet on the ground. Run to the ball.
Run through the football. He did that and made a big catch, and this A&M offense is on the march.
Lewis on the option to the 25-yard line.
I'll say one thing. There's a lot of improvement between the first and second week. This Aggie offense has improved a lot in 1 week.
Well, they certainly have, and I know I was talking to some of the coaches on the offensive staff, and they were talking about how hard that these guys came back and scrimmaged and dedicated this week to really getting better. They know that they made a couple of mistakes, and you're looking at defensive coordinator Carl Torbush there for A&M, but Les Koenig, of course, up in the press box, relaying the plays down. Coach Fran's listening in, and they get the signals in from one of the other quarterbacks.
2nd down and 2. Get Courtney Lewis, the tailback. McNeil wants to throw and does so. He completes it in the flat. Quick hitter and enough for a first down is Irvin Taylor with his first catch of the season.
How about Irvin Taylor coming in for his brother Jamar out there on an island? He's one-on-one. And take a look at the zip, Coach, right here. That's a lot of heat on that ball, and he gets it right before the cornerback's able to close.
Frozen rope. Isn't that what you call it?
I'll tell you, hang close on that thing, couldn't you?
Yes, sir.
He strung it out there, because I tell you, that's a dangerous play. It's a long play, and if that corner is able to step in front of it, there's nobody to stop him.
As Sean Harper was the corner out there, he had to get it there in a hurry, and he did. McNeil pumps once, wants to get the corner. Steps out of bounds at the 12-yard line. Couple yards short of the first down, but still picks up 8 on the scramble.
Shay, that's what we talk about. That's why he's such a great player. Play action pass, receiver covered, touch it, makes 8 yards.
Well, and the thing I like about a coach is look at his decision. He's going to make a quick decision. He's got a tight end here covered. Everybody's a little covered up, so he makes the decision early on to run. Now, here's what I really like about it. Slow it down right here, guys. Instead of trying to knife it up in here and pick up a first down, he knows he's right at the stick. He's already gained 8 yards on first down. Wisely takes it out of bounds. That's the maturity of Reggie McNeil.
Now full house backfield. Lewis, Taylor, and Joseph. Courtney Lewis stepped out of bounds. The 7-yard line.
Dave Revel coming up from that safety position. If he doesn't nudging Kevin out of bounds, Courtney Lewis is in the end zone.
That's a look we haven't seen.
That's the only one we haven't seen, because they've run about every set I've seen.
They've had certainly a lot of different sets and formations, and that was one of the things that coming into this week they wanted to really improve on, is find a couple of things that we can do well. Instead of trying to do it all, they're doing that now, and their offense is going. And I'm telling you, this guy right here, Keith Joseph, 256-pound fullback, he's a hammer.
First down and goal. Lewis looking for the end zone, down to the 3-yard line. Lewis 5 carries for 26 yards. Zach Toon making the stop for Utah.
You know, he's got a lot of power for 190 pounds, doesn't he? He really looks like he weighs more than that. He is a good inside runner, and most guys weigh 190 aren't quite a good inside runner.
Well, you know, that's the thing. I was so impressed with him last week. He ran really tough between the tackles, and he's kind of one of the scat back type of guys where you're thinking he's going to bounce it outside, be real jukey and elusive, which he is. But the fact that he's shown that he can turn it up and throw it in between the tackles is pretty impressive.
That's Murphy in motion. McNeil wanting Murphy in the end zone.
They're going to flag on that one.
They're just moving half the distance.
Yeah.
We're down to the 1, and there he really didn't have a choice. Arnold Parker was out there by himself, and it was either hold him or watch him score a touchdown.
I love the way that the A&M offense so far is getting these ISOs, Kevin, because right now you're getting man-on-man matchups, which they're trying to exploit, and had Parker not held Murphy, that would have been a touchdown. Reggie doing a nice job. You're just throwing it to a splash zone. You throw it out there the corner. There's no way the defender can get that ball. But if Murphy's allowed to run full speed, he's going to catch it.
Plus the key, Shay, is the fact
defense.
That the play action freezes everybody. And then McNeil's got such great quickness.
that.
I mean, he is out there, and it's either pass or run now.
Well, and you saw the two defenders kind of coming down on Reggie, but he's so fluid and elusive, he just backed up a couple of steps to a perfect pass.
He looks good. He's really improving a lot.
First down and goal.
But Jamar Taylor lined up here in the power backfield again. That's your starting wide out.
They hand it instead to Joseph with a big fullback. Hammers his way in. Keith Joseph, all 256 pounds of him, carrying Utah Utes into the end zone, and right now it is 13-0.
Coach, it's not very often you see your starting wide receiver as the lead blocker for the 256-pound fullback, but Jamar Taylor doing a nice job of getting in there. And take a look at that left side of the offensive line. Looked like that was John Kirk and Alec Kotzer.
And Taylor Schusser, the tight end, did a great job on that blocking, too.
Here's Pegram for the point after. For a 14-point lead. He's perfect. So it has been the Terrence Murphy show. An 80-yard Terrence Murphy run and then a big pass play. And A&M is in control, 14-0.
Behind every story, there's a bigger story that only the Dallas Morning News can tell. More of what? More of why? More of who? And while some are content to give you the big picture, we think you should have the whole picture. Know the full story.
Interest on our cards used to be 21 to 23%.
They were impossible to pay down.
I couldn't keep up with my payments anymore. Cambridge lowered my monthly payments so that I'm able to manage it.
Cambridge Credit Counseling is a non-profit service. They'll work with you and your creditors to reduce your monthly payments.
Before Cambridge, it would have taken me 15 to 20 years to get out of debt. With Cambridge, I'll be debt-free in 4.5 to 5 years.
Give Cambridge Credit Counseling a call. Find out how good it feels to be debt-free.
Are you a homeowner? Do you want to refinance or consolidate bills? So how do you find the best deal? It's easy. Just call America's Lending Partners. We help thousands of homeowners every month, and we can help you too. With just one phone call, we match your loan request with up to 4 prominent lenders. Then the lenders call you at your convenience. You compare offers, compare options, and decide which loan is best for you. Even if your credit is less than perfect, America's Lending Partners can help you. Call 1-866-394-LOAN.
Fran era is underway, and there's no better way to follow it than Aggie Ultimate Access. AUA gives you daily coverage from inside the program. Our cameras have rolled at team-building events, on Fran when he passed out the Aggie ring, and AUA was even on hand when the Aggies moved into their new home, the Bright Football Complex. Plus, we have practice reports, exclusive interviews, scouting reports, and game recap. And starting tonight, all post-game press conferences streamed live on Aggie Ultimate Access.
I think it's the word warehouse in our name that makes some people feel that our quality can't be up to par. But the fact is, the suits we carry are made with the same attention to detail as those that others hundreds more. But because we sell so many, we can sell them for hundreds less. To our customers, we're like a small men's boutique. And it's only when they see the price that the word warehouse makes sense.
Men's Warehouse.
You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the program.
To Aggieland. Spike Dykes, Shea Walker, Randy McElroy. I'm Kevin Eschenfelder. We bring you back in. A huge crowd on hand today at the home of the 12th man, Kyle Field. And so far, they've liked what they've seen in that first quarter. They got the ground game working. Terrence Murphy with the big run. Courtney Lewis has gotten the job done. 26 yards on 5 carries in that first quarter. And a 14-0 lead, which is the most important point right now. And Reggie McNeil stays in at quarterback as we start play here in the second quarter. A&M facing a 2nd down and 7. Look at the difference in the total yards. Utah with just 6 total yards in the first quarter. Wow. This one complete in the flat. Taylor. And Taylor out to the 36-yard line. Another first down for Texas A&M and a big gain.
He looks sharp. He's really throwing bug darts tonight. And, you know, that's Jamar Taylor really makes football look easy, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, he's a shoelace away from making a touchdown right there.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Arnold Parker if he doesn't make that right there, then Jamar Taylor's going to take that one to the house. He's just so explosive, and see right now Arnold Parker is down there. Look like he got a little dinged up as he was diving out to trip up Jamar Taylor. Good to see him walking off under his own power, though. Coach, we were probably at some point expecting to see Dustin Long come in second quarter as they were rotating, but I think Coach Franchione has said that if one of my guys has a hot hand, you know, I don't want to stop the momentum in the offense, and certainly this offense has been clicking under Reggie in that first quarter.
5 out of 6 he's completed, and you know, it looked good. And the other one, you know, the other one had a chance.
5 out of 5, 91 yards for Reggie McNeil. He does have the hot hand, and he's staying in. First down and 10. McNeil looking downfield, and this one complete to Taylor again. A nice game of pitch and catch working right now between Reggie McNeil and Jamar Taylor.
The people in College Station are used to seeing guys do some protecting. There's Keith Joseph laying a lick right there, and then there's the tailback Derek Farmer throwing a lick and trying to hit 2 of those guys.
Well, Keith Joseph was the key to that whole deal.
Yep.
Shay, you're right.
And it allows Reggie to get on the corner. It's just Keith Joseph is such a valuable part of this offense. At 256 pounds, they use him at a lot of different positions, and he's delivering tonight again.
Yes, he keeps the pad level low. He's really he's a low player for a big guy.
Here's Carter. Carter lost the ball, but he was already down, and he got right back to the line of scrimmage. He got popped.
He got a little twisted too. I'm hoping that he's just a little dinged right there, because the way his body contorted, Kevin, it looked like he had one leg really flown out around him, and as he got twisted around, it didn't look good in that pile in there.
Reggie McNeil saying, "Bring in the sports medicine staff. Take another look."
Watch here as he comes up. He's going to come right up over the top here. Now watch as he gets wrapped up in the middle there. See the guys holding on to. See the legs split like that?
Yep.
And then all the weight coming in. Big 94. That's Steve Fafita, who goes 5'11", 296 yards, and he kind of that last hit there. And when you see a guy give up the ball like that, you know that there's some pain involved, because normally they don't just let the ball fall as they're going to the ground unless something really either snapped, was twisted, or contorted pretty hard, and it looked like Jason Carter took a pretty wicked hit there.
You know, this is amazing, because last week in 60 minutes of football, a trainer never went on the field for either team. And we've had 2 or 3 trips out tonight. So, you know, the season's already taking its toll a little bit. As the game's gone, it gets a little tougher to stay out there every play.
They're going to attend to Jason Carter. We're going to take a timeout. 13:42 to go in the first half. We'll be back with a report in just a moment.
Give me that, give me that, give me that.
Psst. Hey you, let me let you in on a little secret. Tony Roma's is a great place for lunch. The great $6 weekday lunch is our way of saying Tony Roma's is more than just great ribs. Choose from 9 lunches for only $6. That's right, $6. And this includes our healthy summer salad, sandwich platters, and Tony Roma's famous barbecue chicken with fries and coleslaw. Your choice, $6.
Get 'em up at Tony Roma.
Tony Roma's, now famous for lunch.
On the next Beyond the Glory, Vinny Testaverde won college football's greatest award, but left school on a sour note.
Vinny wasn't prepared for the Fiesta Bowl
and struggled to live up to high expectations in the NFL.
It was an ugly, ugly situation.
Before finding success in the twilight of his career.
I don't know that there are many people as lucky as I am.
Vinny Testaverde, Beyond the Glory, Sunday at 9 on Fox Sports Net.
So a 3rd down and 17 coming up now as it's back to the 33-yard line.
If you're wondering what happened on that 2nd down play, Reggie McNeil was in the shotgun, fumbled the snap, and took a loss.
But McNeil on 3rd down and long. Here comes the blitz. Got it to Murphy, nothing doing. Good pursuit, good pressure, and well played. Lewis Powell did a nice job for Utah there.
Great lateral pursuit and play recognition. That's a hard play to recognize, and they did a good job of getting over there. Lateral speed helps, but recognition is more important than anything on that play.
So it's a 4th down. And Texas A&M is going to call a timeout.
Well, you think they're going to try a 55-yard field goal?
I think they're going to think about it.
Old Todd hasn't missed one this year, has he?
Peck Long is 43 last year. That came last year. He was perfect, as we know, last week. Let's go down to Randy McAvoy.
Yeah, quick update on Jason Carter, guys. He's surrounded by the trainers here on the Aggie bench. Looks like that left knee, and you guys saw the replay I did, looked like he got bent in just a little bit, got it tweaked. Good news, he walked off, putting a little pressure on that left leg, but you could tell it was hurting quite a bit walking off here on the bench.
Hey, Kevin, that's a good report, Randy. Thank you. I will tell you this. Jason Carter is a converted quarterback, and when you get in the middle of the line of scrimmage, it's difficult sometimes to really know how to run, if that makes any sense, because he's used to being out in space and shaking and baking and moving. We're not in there where all the fur is flying, and sometimes when you get in those situations, your body, you have to know how to take a shot. You have to know how to protect yourself when the pursuit's coming, and it's something that he's probably not very accustomed to, because you saw him right there. Look, they almost T-bone or wishboned his legs there as they were taking him in different directions, and I think it's just one of the learning curves that he's going to have to learn is he's in that A-back position. When he's running in the middle there, he's going to have to learn how to cover up the ball, get a little bit of forward lean, and protect himself as he goes into piles like that. One
of the many positions he's played. He's also an all-state player in basketball as well at Caldwell High School. Had a catch last week against Arkansas State. But you've seen a lot more. They call it the A-back. You saw him truly looking like a running back, much more in the backfield this week than you had a week ago. So Jacob Young coming back in, and he will punt it away on 4th down and 17.
It was a good snap.
Savoy is back deep. Savoy will get away.
Catch it.
There you go. 5-yard line.
Well, that's good special teams play right there.
Better believe it. Bryant Singleton back down on the coverage. Dennis Franchione's defense is going to go to work.
I'll tell you,
it's good shape here.
Quite obvious that A&M spent lots of time on special teams. Special teams look good.
Special teams were huge last week. Maybe, we were talking about this, maybe the biggest difference in that game last week.
No doubt about it, Kel. They were a big difference. 176-yard kickoff return. 56-yard.
A lot of real estate there. So Brett Elliott brings his troops out. Haven't seen much of Brandon Warfield tonight. They haven't been able to run the ball very consistently. 4 carries, 11 yards for Warfield after 173 a week ago. Fake the reverse, going up top. Instead, too much pressure, and Jolly will take him down. A gain of a couple out near the 10-yard line, out to the 9.
But A&M was coming on the blitz. Justin Warren was blitzing from his linebacker position, and everything in the middle got just kind of clouded up, mucked up, and there was just nowhere for Elliott to go with the football.
I tell you, A&M does a lot of blitzing. As you said last week, Tarbush is a blitzer from way back.
Yeah, he doesn't blitz until he gets off the bus, is what Coach Franchione said about him. He won't start until he walks off the bus, but he certainly brings the pressure. Nice job by Elliott actually getting a couple of yards out of that.
2nd down, 7. There's Warfield out near a 1st down. This will depend on the spot. He needed to get to about the 17-yard line. He's right at the 16. Jackson Appel making the tackle. He had a big game last week as Appel had 13 tackles against Arkansas State.
This is the play action that they've been running their passing game off of. As you see, as Warfield lines up on the left side of Elliott, and he just gives him the inside handoff, and it's just kind of like a little trap play. Slants it off the right tackle side there, getting close to a 1st down.
But still short by a yard. So 3rd down and 1 is 75,000 plus getting into it here at Kyle Field. The reverse, drop the football.
Oh, what a
Ross
play.
has got it.
What a play by David Ross. Kevin, did you see him lay the body on the runner?
Savoy couldn't get it back, and Ross able to just kind of screen his man.
Oh, he jumped on top of him. David Ross. It's a great play call. Looks like they're going to pick up the 1st down. There's nobody. A&M a little fool, but not able to hold the football. Now watch right here. Watch him jump on top of him. Let me land on you first, and then I'm going to get that football in between my mitts.
You're right. That's really heads-up play.
Yeah, it's an outstanding play by David Ross. 6'3", 283-pound sophomore.
I'll tell you, the guy that was fixed to stop that play anyway is Apple. Jackson Appel. Jackson Appel.
And he looked like he had a bead on it, but that old David Ross, that reminds me how my brothers used to treat me. They'd jump on top of me first, and then they'd grab the toy or the biscuit or whatever it was.
Here's McNeil looking in the end zone, wide open. Touchdown, Texas A&M.
Quinlan, Germany.
Making the touchdown grab. Haven't seen much of him, but first one is a big one.
He's the best receiving tight end on this team, Kevin, and what he's working on, he's a redshirt freshman, what he's working on is getting his blocking skills down, but I tell you what, he's put on about 20 pounds since he came to A&M last year. He does a nice job. You see the free release down here on the bottom of the screen, and boy, that offensive line, what a job they've done giving Reggie all that time to throw the football.
Plus, Reggie looked him off really good. Now, I'll tell you, he made that play work because he looked in the corner, threw back.
He threw it back across in the middle of the green.
Great play by Reggie McNeil.
Nice job of that O-line again, Coach. So they're giving him a lot of time to throw the football.
A&M taking advantage of turnovers. They lead it 21-0.
Raise the flag, raise the flag. Yes, you're ready for a little more ponchos. Raise the flag, raise the flag. Yes, you're ready for a little more ponchos.
Poncho's Piping Hot Sopapillas and honey are free every day. Poncho's, fresh handmade Mexican food, great prices, and family fun. Still hungry?
Raise the flag, raise the flag. You're ready for a little more ponchos. Mexican buffet.
If it's blue, we're pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay, baby.
No, honey, you do it.
No, I can't look.
Really?
No, yes, you go.
Okay.
Well?
Rangers are gonna kill him. Here, take this thing.
You can't be serious.
Huh? Did you say something?
Welcome you back. Texas A&M on top by a score of 21-0 as the Aggies got it rolling in the right direction right now. They're playing a team that scored 40 a week ago, and they're taking advantage of some turnovers and doing what they need to do to get the job done. That time, big Quinlan, Germany with his first touchdown catch. It's 21-0. Let's go down to Randy McElvoy.
Yeah, thanks, guys. A lot of legendary Aggies. Of course, John David Crow tops that list. 1957 Heisman Trophy winner. He set the standard here at Texas A&M, but, you know, he's at these home games, catches most of them here at Kyle Field. Keep a little bit closer eye on this team. You know why? Because his grandson also is a member of the 2003 Texas A&M Aggies, Thomas Perry. He's a senior running back, a backup running back from Tyler Lee. Plays mainly special teams. A lot of pressure. The grandson of the great John David Crow.
John David Crow, thank you, Randy, rushed for all of 562 yards in 1957 when he won the Heisman Trophy. He had 5 interceptions, played both ways. He is the only Heisman Trophy winner that Bear Bryant ever coached. You think about all the great players that Bear Bryant coached. He was the only Heisman Trophy winner ever.
I don't guess he ever coached a tougher player either. You know, John David Crow could make 10 yards out of nothing.
I'll tell you what I like about Coach Bryant's comments about John David Crow. He was asked about him during the Heisman season, and he always said was, hey, if there's a better player in the country than John David Crow, I don't know who it is. Just plain and simple.
That's right.
Let's get a game summary as Texas A&M on top 21-0 at this point. We'll get to it in a minute. Brett Elliott from the shotgun. His team trailing big. That's Warfield out to the 39-yard line. A second down and 5 after the gain of 5 coming up for the Utes.
I tell you, there's a lot more kissing taking place up here than there was last week.
How about that? 9 for 9.
Outstanding. 104 yards. Murphy with the big 80-yard touchdown run to get things started. Joseph is taking it in from a yard out. A&M 123 yards rushing on the ground, but more importantly, the defense holding Utah to just 15 yards on the ground.
Kevin,
there's a big reason why right there. Gain of a yard, maybe. Is that Johnny Jolly, the big man in the middle? I believe it was. Ross.
Talk about A&M's rushing offense. Last week they had a total of 34 carries and 131 yards. They're almost at that yardage level here about midway through the second quarter.
A lot of that came in the fourth quarter, too, last week. We're at David Ross, just a freshman. Here's a big play for Utah, 3rd down and 4. Here comes a blitz, incomplete. But Johnny Jolly was on a dead run. They were bringing everyone, and they blocked everybody but Johnny Jolly.
Well, that's Johnny Jolly right here. He just, boom, he's scot-free. And just a busted assignment up there, and I'll tell you, that's hard on quarterbacks.
It sure is.
300 pounds in your face.
You always want your offensive lineman coach, you got to protect that inside gap, and then it's the quarterback's responsibility to get the ball off before the outside pressure gets there. On that time, looked like the offensive tackle turned out to block outside, left Johnny Jolly free, and he laid a big old lick right there on Brett Elliott.
Terrence Thomas back deep to receive the punt. That was almost blocked.
By Jolly.
Yep, Johnny Jolly almost got to that one. Thomas at the 22-yard line, nothing doing there. Good coverage downfield for Utah, as it was Morgan Scally down on the coverage. A&M trying to take care of some more business. Still plenty of time left to play here in this first half. 9 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in the first half. We're going to take a timeout. Reggie McNeil will bring his troops back out on the field. Dennis Franchione's team is in control, 21-0.
One of the nation's largest universities, a spirit of family unity, a premier research institution, a commitment to undergraduate teaching, a legacy of service to others, a vision of leadership with integrity, guided by tradition, a force for change in our world. 45,000 students, one spirit, one vision. Texas A&M.
Own a timeshare? Sell it for cash. Own a campground membership? Sell it for cash. Now's the perfect time to buy, sell, or rent your property for cash. Call right now for your free information kit to buy, sell, or rent your timeshare or campground membership for cash. Don't wait until you have to pay another maintenance fee or tax bill. Call now and turn your timeshare into cash. Be one of the next 200 callers for your free information kit, and we'll include 10 secrets to buy or sell your timeshare by Century 21 Vacation Properties. Buy, sell, or rent your timeshare for cash.
Brandon Warfield out to the 49-yard line. Penalty marker down here on the near side. Line judge threw it. And a procedure penalty against Utah. Back it up 5.
Utah, in their first game against Utah State, which was 10 days ago, I think had a total of 4 penalties in the entire ball game, and you would not expect to see them come in today after another 10 days to prepare.
Illegal formation. Offense.
Urban Meyer
on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty.
They look rusty, Shay. They really do. They don't look, sometimes open dates or long weeks, you practice too long, and you're a little sluggish.
Well, they just got tagged for their 6th penalty.
Yeah, Urban Meyer 17-6 in his last 2 seasons at Bowling Green. Well, spent some time as an assistant on some big-time staffs. This one complete. Not a lot there as Steve Savoy hauled it in. Well short of a first down.
As Ronald Ray Jones running him out of bounds, the 5'10", 186-pound sophomore out of Dallas Skyline High School.
It's going to be gain of 5. Nice gain on first down.
Byron Jones back there to make sure he didn't break it deep. Ronald coming in from that strong safety position, forcing him out of bounds.
Here's Latondras on the option. Got a good block and gets the first down.
Well, I tell you what, Archie McDaniel just saved a touchdown right there.
That's a good play. That's a lot of misdirection. It's great. What's the deception in this football play? Fake here we come out with an option over this way, and darn good play. Great block.
Wide receivers going to do some blocking in this offense.
Yeah, he did some good job right here. We're going to see the block up on the top here. You want to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands, but it looked like there was a lot of room to run there if Archie McDaniel didn't shut the door.
I think it was Steve Savoy who got that block up the top of the screen and sprung Latondras for the first down. Well, Utah trying to get something started here before the end of the first half. Warfield finding running room, breaks it off for a gain of 8 yards.
Good run. Good pad level, good thrust. He's a good runner. You're absolutely right, Kevin. He's a...
Lennis Smith made the stop.
Here's the thing about that spread offense. Well, you're not going to see a bunch of dominating blocks. You're just going to see guys just getting chips, just kind of standing in your way and kind of keeping just, you don't have to really dominate and block them. You just, you chip them a little bit and you just stay in front of them, and it makes it really hard to get off that block as they keep real active feet. If your offensive linemen don't have active feet, you can't execute those kind of blocks.
That's right.
Second down and 2. Quick toss.
Well, Byron Jones all over the receiver.
Been better off dropping that ball because Savoy's going to lose a couple. They're going to go from what would have been a third down and about 1.5 yards to now it's going to be a third down and 4.
Hey, Byron Jones is quick now. That was cat-like move.
Out of Bay City. You know something about some cats out there.
3 of them are from Bay City.
That's
3
right.
of those defensive starters from Bay City. We've got McDaniel and Manning and Byron Jones all played on the same high school team.
Third down and 5.
That's a nice score on them.
I was going to say, I bet they shut a few folks out.
Bay City Black Cats.
Quarterback draw. Fumble the football. A&M ball. Well, they're going to argue this on the far sideline.
And rightfully so, Kevin. A&M's going to catch a little bit of a break. 12th man.
Now they're going to talk this over again.
Looks like that was Anthony Squilani. 6 foot, 207 pounder out of South Lake Carroll. And nobody gets this football, and that's what Urban Meyer and that Utah staff is yelling about. Elliott takes a big shot there, helmet on the football.
Ruling on the field as the ball was not possessed after fumbled, 4th down.
Yeah,
so it is
that's
4th
the right
down.
call.
They give it back. I didn't think he had possession before it went out of bounds.
They're chasing after, and that football bounces funny. Squilante has a chance, but the momentum takes him out, and then Latondras coming over the top.
Squilante knocked that ball loose to begin with.
A lot of hustle getting around the football. South Lake Carroll Dragon.
It's going to be 4th down and 2. Utah will go for it. Trailing 21-0.
How do you like this play call, Coach?
I'd go for it. I think it's good.
Reverse, Savoy. Plenty of room to run. Has the first down. Got a block. Try to cut it back and does inside the 20-yard line.
That's the same play they fumbled on a while ago down here.
That's absolutely right.
Clean handoff shows you what will happen.
And that's
right?
the exact same play that they had there. And that's good coaching and good recognition by the offensive staff of Utah, because that line pursuit for A&M is coming downfield so hard. David Ross, Johnny Jolly, Brian Patrick, Lennis Smith, those guys, look here, they're going to be coming down here hard. You get that kind of pursuit, you can pop it outside. You get a nice little block out here on the wide receiver. Squilani doing a nice job of forcing it back inside.
Uh-oh. Bad snap. Latondras wisely just falls on the football, but does so way back at the 41-yard line.
That's what makes you old, Coach.
Well, that's a killer right there.
That's a killer.
Loss of 23 yards. That'll do it for you.
You go for it on 4th down. You pick up the first down on 4th down with a great little gadget play.
But what makes it hard is Johnny Jolly. Johnny Jolly's playing right on top of him, and that gets old after about 30 minutes.
Lost 22. It's 2nd down and 32 to go for the first.
Uh-oh, another flag.
It's going to be 2nd and 37 for the first.
Looks like recess right now. Lost their poise. See, that's what happens early in the season. That, as a coach, that drives you crazy because you're rocking along, you're driving the ball, and it's a good football.
Still 2nd down.
But, no, you're right, Coach, but that's the thing. I mean, the thing that's so frustrating for Urban Meyer, he's got to be pulling his hair out, because you make the 4th down conversion in a hostile environment, and you got a little bit of time left in the 2nd quarter to put some points on the board. I mean, you're knocking on the door. You're scrimmaging inside the red zone, and then 2 plays that are almost inexplicable, puts you down at, what is it, 2nd and
37.
37. Oh, my.
And the crowd into it. Here comes the pressure. Didn't have time for Warfield to spin his head around to look back for the football. David Ross was about to lower the hammer on Brett Elliott.
And Johnny Jolly putting a lot of pressure there as well.
I'm impressed with Johnny Jolly. I'm not just saying that. He's made several big plays now. He's all over the field. He's driving the center crazy, and he is running.
And how about on the punt? He was a fingernail away from blocking the last punt that Utah had.
No doubt about it.
3rd down, 37. For those of you scoring at home, Utah's got to get to the 8-yard line for a first.
Only 1 of 7 on conversions so far tonight.
Good time to throw. Overshot the intended man. Travis Latondras was running up the seam. And so it is punt time for Utah. They had the ball inside the 20. A bad snap, a penalty. Next thing you know, they're punting.
Utah got what they wanted. They get this little man coverage right here, and that's where Elliott's trying to throw the football. A little bit more air underneath that football. He would have had a chance either here on the inside or here on the outside, because it looked like both receivers. And that's coaching right there. So that's all right. Look, you looked at the right guy, make the right throw next time, and we'll convert that.
Safety's overlapping both receivers, so he had a chance.
Matt Kovacevic to punt it away.
Ooh, horrible.
High hanger, and Thomas will get away from it. Let it go into the end zone. So a punt of 44 yards, but just a 24-yard net. And Texas A&M will have the ball with a big lead with 3:28 to go in the first half.
You know, Utah's got to regroup. They've sort of lost their poise. And they're playing right in the hands of A&M right now. And, you know, A&M's got them on the run, and they just got to go back, try to get at the half, 21 down, and get their poise back and try to come back and make a ball game out of it.
Yeah.
Right now, A&M won't let them.
Yeah, for Utah, though, Coach, they're going to have to. They're so sensitive to getting a stop right now. It's crazy, because if A&M puts another touchdown on the board, it's going to be a long night.
No doubt.
Derek Farmer, the setback. They hand it to Farmer.
Oh, nice
Good
job.
blocking. They seal the inside. Farmer breaks it outside. And out near midfield to the 49-yard line, a gain of 28 yards.
What'd you say, Shay? Speed kills?
Yeah, speed kills. You see him bounce that around the outside? That's your tailback.
Watch this. He's running up inside. There he goes. Darts it outside. Those guys stay on the blocks, and they do a great job. Farmer's got speed.
He does have some speed. And I tell you what, it looks like Courtney Lewis coming in, getting some playing time, maybe pushing Derek Farmer a little bit.
No doubt about it. When somebody's breathing down your neck, it makes you play better.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that competition brings that out in you. And Derek Farmer doing a great job of bouncing that outside and picking up a huge gain.
Is by far his longest run of the season, 29 yards. McNeil gunning this one, no one in particular. Good coverage that time, because wide receiver was out there and just never gave him a chance to cut up. Keith Joseph, I beg your pardon, wasn't the wide receiver, it was the fullback. Here, Jamar Taylor. Dave Revel had the coverage. 2nd down and 10. Just under 3 minutes to go here in College Station. A&M on top, 21-0.
Hey, Reggie McNeil's done a nice job so far, hasn't he?
Those are good numbers. 9 of 11, 104 yards and a touchdown.
Called a good game. Got him out of some stuff. He's done a good job.
And throw it again here. Good protection. And that's incomplete.
That's one of the things. I was talking to Les Payne earlier in the week, Coach, and he was talking about against this kind of a defense where there's a lot of blitzes, a lot of stunts, a lot of activity going on. Nobody lines up in the same place twice. That the quarterbacks are going to have to make a lot more checkoffs and a lot more adjustments at the line of scrimmage or from the shotgun. And Reggie's doing a great job so far in this first half of kind of, like you said, he'd gotten out of a few things, but he's also dialing in some of the right plays and making the right reads, and that's why his numbers look so good.
You bet, Shay. Plus the last pass he just threw away. No big deal. Just threw it out there and get in the huddle and call another play.
A&M trying to convert its first 3rd down of the night. That won't get it done, but Utah will get the football back as the 4th down is coming.
See, a lot of people don't like that call, but I think when you're ahead 21-0, it's 3rd down and 10. that's a good call. I really believe that. I mean, just go punt the ball, get it down to the end of the field, and you're fine.
And I love what Utah's doing right now. They're not going to let this clock tick down. They're not going down without a fight.
No.
They're going to whistle a timeout right now. They've got 2 minutes and 37 seconds left on the clock. They stand a chance of coming away with pretty good field position if the punt gets carries into the end zone.
Well, you see Urban Meyer, last 2 seasons at Bowling Green. This is first at Utah. His mentors, you think about some of the staffs he's worked on. Earl Bruce, when he was a graduate assistant at Ohio State, went from there, worked for Sonny Lubick at Colorado State, worked for Bob Davie at Notre Dame. So he is one of those guys, one of the hot coaches in college football.
I'll tell you, Kevin, Sonny Lubick is about as good a coach as there is in college football. I'm not sure he gets the credit he deserves, but what a great job he's done at Colorado State.
Well, coming from Miami, going to Colorado State, and doing what he has done is just nothing short of phenomenal, because nobody had heard of Colorado State much. Right here. Talk about Kevin, the staff, and the things that he's been on. He's certainly put in his time, but 39 years old, that's a relatively young head coach.
But he's got good mentors, as you said, Cal. He's
played defensive back at the University of Cincinnati.
You know, he's got everything that A&M, you know, he's got all, A&M's got all that bunch that's been with Fran for all those years, and that, you talk about consistency, and you talk about a plus. And
it doesn't just translate to the field. I mean, that's something that's in the coach's office. It's in the film breakdown meeting. It's in the off season. It's in the recruiting. I mean, when you just know your family like that, it certainly makes it a heck of a lot easier.
Less chance of error.
Young will punt. Scally back deep.
Good coverage kick.
Morgan Scally. Well, he's got a lot of friends right there, actually enemies, right as he catches the football.
Byron Jones
right there. Byron Jones, those corners that can fly down there covering the kick. That's outstanding.
You know, the key to that whole deal is Don Muehlbach, the snapper. Well, what a snapper.
He put it right on the number, didn't he? You're talking about ropes earlier with Reggie throwing it. That looked like a pass.
And believe me, you don't appreciate a deep snapper until you don't have one.
That's
then it's a heart attack city. It's cardiac city every time you punt.
Well, Dale Hellestrade made a living with the Dallas Cowboys in the NFL for about, I don't know, 10, 12 years being a deep snapper.
No question.
He did. He's a backup offensive lineman, but his role, his job was the deep snap.
It's important.
Elliott on first down and 10. This one caught. The big tight end, Ben Moa. 6'2", 260-pound senior. He's from Ogden, Utah. Jonte Buell and Justin Warren making the stop.
Well, we've seen Brett Elliott throw some ropes now. He gets it out there quick and throws it right over the top of the head of the defender. If you're not looking quick, if you're a defender, you can't hardly take your eyes off the quarterback, because if you do, he's going to zip it right over your head.
That one's incomplete. Good coverage. Byron Jones was the corner that was right there.
I'm telling you, Byron Jones is unbelievable to watch play football. Now, you talking about blanket coverage?
Oh, yeah.
He's all over.
Well, he had his big coming out party in the Gallery Furniture Bowl down in Houston. He had a couple of picks against TCU in that ball game.
Yeah, came in for Sean Weston in that game. Yeah, he was the defensive MVP in the GalleryFurniture.com Bowl.
He breaks up a lot of passes, and he intercepts a lot of passes.
Straight up the gut on third down.
Well, it's going to be
second
close.
effort may have gotten him the first down. It may have been third or fourth effort that got him the first down.
That's the thing, Kevin, that is so incredibly difficult in the spread offense, is you have to account for the quarterback as a runner. And if the quarterback is mobile and can run, then look out. You have to make sure that it really becomes assignment-based football. Brett Elliott doing a nice job out there picking up that first down.
Yeah, they moved the chains with 1:47 to go. Utah's going to the hurry up. That would complete, but hit immediately. Gain of maybe a couple as Jerome Wright made the catch. As Jonte Buell, who also was right there as soon as he caught it. Just a short gain, 3-yard gain, stayed in bounds, under 90 seconds to go.
They still have 2 timeouts left. Trying to get a first down or get out of bounds.
Got away from the corner blitz, room to run. Cut it back up. May have been better served once he had the first down to get to the boundary marker and stop the clock. They'll stop it and set the chains as Ronald Jones made the tackle.
I like the play by Ray Ray. That was an outstanding job of not letting Elliott get to the sideline. He forced him to stay in bounds. He kept good leverage, kept that outside shoulder free, forced him back inside, kept him in bounds.
Clock moving under a minute to go. That one, no chance for Jerome Wright to come up with that one.
First bad pass I've seen Elliott throw. He just looked like he got away from it.
And may have been better served to have that an incomplete pass as we check the penalty marker. It was going to be between the hashes, and it was going to just be a gain of a couple.
Yeah, they're going to get the. They're going to step it off against Utah. Looked like Archie McDaniel, 41, had kind of gone into that neutral zone again.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
He's saying that's why I went in there. Somebody was moving.
For 55 seconds.
All right, 1st and 15, 2 timeouts and 53 ticks on the clock. You got to start making some downfield throws. You can't keep throwing that ball right 4 and 5 yards right in the middle of the field.
But the pressure, how far down the field can you wait for your receivers to get when you've got the kind of pressure that A&M is putting on the quarterback, Brett Elliott? Sean Weston, what a play.
Well, coming in with the right arm.
Yeah, those corners were good. Great defense right there. Just heads up. See,
I mean, he's on an island, Coach, down here at the bottom of the screen. We're going to see him over here. But what's going to happen, he's going to sit down, and he just takes his right arm and he just sticks it straight across. And while he's sticking his right arm straight across, he's taking his left side of his body away from the back of the receiver so as not to bump him. Really nice job of Weston getting in there and batting that ball down.
Great technique. That's all technique.
2nd down and 15. 52 seconds to go, first half. Latondras has it. They're going to have to call a timeout here, see what they do. It's going to be a 3rd down coming up. They won't call a timeout.
They got to.
Now they do. Yeah, now they do. It took them a while to figure that one out.
Wasted a few seconds on that.
Their second charge team timeout.
Yeah, I like the concept. I mean, they burned the timeout with 2 minutes and 57 seconds left after the punt, so they could get possession of the football with a little bit of time on the clock. And you see Urban Meyer over there right now. He's coaching hard.
There's no doubt. They wasted about 5 or 6 seconds there, though. They should have called that timeout just the second it was over.
They just showed the final timeout, but referee just said that was their second charge timeout, so they still have one to burn here.
Well, Utah's come in here again after being so impressive in their opener a week ago Thursday, but this is a little bit different speed that they're playing at tonight. And Texas A&M, you were looking for improvement over their game against Arkansas State a week ago, and I think you certainly have found that. You're going to need that as a week from Thursday. They've got to go to Blacksburg. You're going to need your A game there, that's for sure.
There's no doubt. Lane Stadium, Blacksburg, Virginia, Hokie High. They'll be out there on Thursday night. But Kevin, they had about 2 minutes and 50 some odd seconds when they started this drive from their 15-yard line, and they've just been kind of nitpicking their way down the field. And at some point, they're going to have to take a shot while they still have some time left on the clock.
Long way to go and not much time to get there. 37 seconds left. This is a 3rd down and 5 as Warfield has the first down and gets out of bounds inside A&M territory down to the 47. Brandon Warfield has had tough sledding in this ball game tonight. That is his 9th carry of the game, by far his most productive carry of the game. He's 9 carries, 48 yards. Far cry from what he had a week ago.
Good speed for a big back.
Woo-hoo, nice balance there.
Nice.
All right.
There's a gain of 9 for Warfield. Straight drop. Throwing this one high and outside for the intended receiver.
Good protection. That was really a good job pass protection by the offensive line.
Trying to find John Madsen out there on the out route. And I like that play call, Kevin, because it's an aggressive play. They were trying to take the ball downfield. There's about a 15-yard out. Elliott just sailed the ball a little high over Madsen's hands. Right there, make that catch, get out of bounds, and you start to put yourself in where you can maybe take 1 or 2 shots in the end zone or line up for a field goal effort. Oh, and here comes the flag.
Can't do that. You can't run a guy out of the huddle anymore.
Nope. Dead ball. Legal substitution. Utah breaking the huddle with an excess of 11 players.
Yep.
5-yard penalty. Still second down.
We saw, all three of us watched a lot of college football today, and I saw that a lot of times. I saw that called 2 or 3 times today.
And it's just assignment. I mean, you just have to know if you're in this player grouping, you're either in the huddle or you're out of the huddle, and it gets a little confusing when you keep rotating them in as often as Utah is doing. But boy, that's a tough penalty right now at this point in the ball game.
Second down, 15. Comes a blitz off the edge, and there's enough to hurry the pass. Jerome Wright, the intended receiver. Elliott going down again, like he has most of this evening.
Everett Smith, the former safety, strong safety. That's one of the trends in college football. You take these strong safeties, you move them up to linebacker. You got an outside linebacker, he maintains his speed, puts on a little weight, delivers a big shot as he comes in on the quarterback right there. But a lot of pressure right now, that A&M front seven. They're doing a really good job tonight.
Third down, 15. Incomplete. Again, John Madsen was the intended receiver, but double coverage down there and covered well. Byron Jones and Bryant Singleton there step for step with Madsen. It is a 4th down.
Well, and right now, if you're A&M defensively, you don't want to play passive as the front seven, but as the back 4 defenders or as the defensive backs, the 4 or 5 defensive backs, you got to keep it in front of you. Don't let anybody get behind you. Play aggressive up in those front 7. Play a little softer in the secondary. Jones and Singleton doing a good job. Bracket coverage right there. No chance for the Utah receiver to come down with the football.
I'm impressed with them in secondary. They really moved good.
For the 6th time tonight, Kovacevic punts it away. And this will get into the end zone.
But you know, in the Big 12 South, which I call the fast break offense of college football, Oklahoma State, Texas, you got a bunch of teams, Oklahoma, that, I mean, I'm talking about they spread it out 4 or 5 wide, man, and then it's just it's fast break football.
You're right.
And you have got to recruit corners and safeties in the Big 12 now if you're competitive as a defense. Texas
A&M with 251 yards of total offense in the first half. An impressive display, 147 of those coming on the ground.
Well, they had a big run, Kevin, 80-yard run, and they also had a 50-yard pass play, so they had done it both ways.
Now, both of those, Terrence Murphy was on the receiving end. That man right there has to be very happy with what he has seen in the first half. Dennis Franchione's club on top by a score of 21-0, clicking on all cylinders. A huge improvement over a week ago, particularly on the offensive side of the football, and the defense pitching a shutout as well. But on pace right now for 500 yards of total offense on the night. Randy McEvoy standing by with Coach Fran.
All right, thanks, Coach. You got to be happy with the way the offense operated here in the first half.
Well, we played better. We got some points on the board. Defense has played very well. A big turnover down here helped us, but I am pleased.
Elliott's taking a pounding with that blitz package defensively.
Well, one thing about Coach Torbush, he'll come after you, and then he's getting some good pressure on him, and we're keeping him out of rhythm a little bit.
All right, great first half. He's enjoying a 21-0 lead right now at the half here at Kyle Field. Halftime festivities, Texas A&M and Utah continue on Fox Sports Net.
Nothing at halftime as Texas A&M leading Utah here before a big crowd in College Station. 75,800 last week, and looks like you're going to get every bit of that this week as you take a look at the numbers. A&M with 11 first downs, but the big number, total yards. Look at that, 249 yards of total offense, and they've done a good job staying away from the penalties while they've been an absolute killer for Utah in that first half. 8 penalties, and that really disrupts the flow.
Plus, this is the big deal, no turnovers. That's always, you like to see that early in the season.
All right, right now let's go down to Randy McEvoy standing by with Jack Pardee.
All right, thanks, Kevin. He is an Aggie legend. You just are on the football field. What an ovation. How's it feel to be back in Aggie land tonight, Jack?
Oh, it feels great. And then, to be here. But last night I was involved with First Yell and seeing the Aggies get off the great start this first half, and that brings back a lot of memories. Things have changed, but a lot of things stayed the same.
Fill the Aggie fans on your life. What's going on with you right now? I read a great article in the Fort Worth Star-Telegram on you, but you tell them about it. You enjoying your life right now, aren't you?
Oh, I am. We've kind of retired close to A&M, so we can get over here quite a bit. We've got a ranch up in central Texas, and I've got a few cows. I sit out and watch the grass grow.
That's not a bad life.
No, I enjoy that, and I'm close enough here we can keep up with A&M sports, and of course with Sports Southwest we can get all kinds of things from around the country.
Last question, do you miss the game? I mean, you wake up on a Saturday or Sunday and get the itch, or do you enjoy just sitting on your couch and watching it on TV?
Oh, I miss it. I was in it too long, but I enjoy what I'm doing now, and I still have a chance to keep up with all my friends. They're still in the business, so I follow it. I haven't just forgotten it completely.
The legendary Jack Pardee. Jack, good to see you again.
Thank you.
Back to you, Kevin.
All right, what a nice man Jack Pardee is.
Class act.
Yep.
A #1 right there. And I'm telling you what, Jack Pardee kind of cut his teeth here at A&M during the Junction era under Bear Bryant. He came from six-man.
Yep, six-man.
Cristobal. Cristobal. Excuse me, Coach. West Texas there.
Cristobal. You one of those city slickers.
Well, Cristobal.
Yeah,
all right, but I tell you what, that's a rough, rugged man right there, Jack Pardee.
Good man, good player, good coach, good person.
Oh, yeah, big fan of his.
So Utah will get the football to start here in the second half, trailing 21-0. $25-yard line and the end of the road for Bo Nagahi.
A little better kickoff by old Pegman there. That's a lot better.
Yeah, he hit that one all the way about a yard deep is where Bo Nagahi took the ball.
You know, the thing about it, Shay, we forget to talk about, early in the season, you're trying to get better. I mean, the heck with winning and losing and all that business. I mean, you're trying to win, but you're trying to get better.
Trying to get better and teed up for your conference.
Yeah, this team's getting better every play, it looks like to me. Every time they do something, they do it better than they did it before.
Brett Elliott trying to get things going in the right direction for the Utes. Brandon Warfield. Warfield with the seam. And Warfield in a foot race.
Well,
that's a foot race that ended in a hurry, but down near the 40-yard line. That was something that Utah really wanted to see happen to get spring something early on. Sean Weston finally knocking him off his pins after a gain of 36 yards.
Well, he ripped right through there, got a couple of nice blocks up front, and I'm telling you, he started a little misdirection. Well, he actually motioned over here, and then he came back to make that run. And that's what you call running with a little bit of authority right there. That's a best offensive play that Utah has had in this ball game.
Well executed, well played.
Try it the other side, breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and Jolly had him for a 3-yard loss. Warfield bounced off of that and was able to take yardage.
He's hard to wrap up. You know, that's the key to those kind of guys that run inside so well, is you got to wrap them up and you got to hang on, and it's hard to do with that leg drive Warfield's got.
I'm telling you, he's had 3 straight games over 100 yards. We talked about it in the open. The last 7 games, he's gained or averaged 127 yards. So he certainly knows how to run and tote the mail.
He's a good back.
He's picking them feet up and putting them down pretty quick right now, too. Looks like he's got a little pep in his step.
3rd down and 6. Make it 2nd down and 6. Beg your pardon. On the option, Elliott keeps it, gets a couple, but a 3rd down is coming up. Now, Warfield last year.
Good defensive play.
Warfield last year was going to try to redshirt as he came out of Kilgore Junior College. Marty Johnson was the starter at the beginning of the season. After 2 games, Marty Johnson was the leading rusher in the nation, over 400 yards. In game 3, Johnson hurt his knee, and he was done for the year. It fell into the hands of Brandon Warfield, who went on to rush for 919 yards in 2002.
Certainly making the most of his opportunities, and Marty Johnson, when he gets back on this squad from a sprained foot, is going to have to fight for playing time.
Straight snap to Warfield, and Warfield close to a 1st down. Jared Morris had him by the ankles, but it'll be very close to get to the 34-yard line and see where they spot it.
Well, that's Brandon Warfield, Kevin. Once again, as we get an official timeout here to take a measurement, he is lined up. He's the only guy in the backfield. He's lined up as the quarterback in the shotgun, and he's taking the snap. He did that last week against Utah State. He was very effective, scored a couple of touchdowns from that formation.
Second team All-Stater at Crockett High School. Really short of the first down, I believe. Not that much.
Well, I think you got to go for it here, Coach. Don't you?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
This is your best drive of the game by far. Warfield's running hard.
21-0. You either keep your momentum right now or you lose it. Yeah. Big play momentum-wise, but it's
75,000 plus on their feet. Fourth down and about 3 inches to go for the first.
I think Elliott's just going to sneak this ball.
And it's a good call. He has the first down. Didn't have anybody lined up over the center.
Peterson fired out. The center did a nice job of firing out. That center has got, you know, people take that position for granted. You got a man over the top of you. You got to snap it to the quarterback under center. You got to deep snap it to the back there. Then you got to get Warfield back there, who is deeper. You got about 4 or 5 different snaps. That's a hard job.
Well, that's a long. In addition to having to make offensive line calls, looking down the line, seeing what the defensive front is, making sure that you get the right protection in. It's not an easy job.
You got that sweat running down your arms, and you know you got 56 or 60 snaps a game, and it's a tough deal, no doubt about it.
First and 10 from the 33.
Now you're changing plays. Now he's changing his calls.
Warfield trying to get the corner on the third.
Flying across there, looks like he just dinged his left knee.
Hope it's his ankle.
And I'm telling you, for a guy like that to go down, you know he's tough as nails. Here he is, linebacker position. Great lateral pursuit coming across. Just reaches out. Oh,
yeah, he did no contact.
Hard to see what happened there.
Well, he's got a knee brace on. Maybe it's an old injury or something, but there's no contact. Look at that.
He just
looked like he bumped his knee, didn't he?
Morris, such a huge game last week. We spoke about early on. 14 tackles for him. Yeah, nothing. There was no contact. That's when he went down right there.
Just like he was lunging out, hit the ground really hard on the knee, and there's a lot of things that can go wrong when you do that with that kneecap. Burst a sack underneath there, dislodge it, or twist it. Hopefully nothing more than something that he'll be able to come back from.
There's a gain of 2. Second down and 8. Tried the misdirection, instead the keeper, Elliott, has the 25-yard line. That'll be a couple yards short of the first down. Escorted out of bounds rudely there as he ended all the way up on the cement. It goes around the outside, the foundation of the stadium.
We're talking about the quarterback being a weapon in this offense. You got to play assignment football there. Nice job up front by Utah staying on their blocks. There's Ray Jones right there knocking him out of bounds, but you have to account for the quarterback in this spread offense, and that's nothing more than a quarterback run.
And Jackson Appel is lucky he didn't get called for a personal foul there.
Good point, Shay.
Third down and a yard. Again, Warfield will take the straight snap. Boy, he's lucky Appel didn't get called.
Yeah, that was definitely out of bounds.
Well, it looks like, is this a delay of game call?
Yeah.
Oh, and on a third down.
Or motion. I think the right tackle made.
Prior to the snap, false start.
Boy, that
offense. 5-yard penalty.
Here you are, third and 1, Kevin.
Down.
You talked about it earlier. Utah was in a very short chain situation, and then they had a penalty that backed them up. And once again, it's third and about half a yard.
Well, every time they've got really good field position, got deep inside Texas A&M territory, they've had things like this happen. They're 3 for 12 in third down conversions tonight. Is it a completion? The official says yes.
Well, he either
may have caught a break.
He either double clutched that ball or it hit the ground. Hard to see from our vantage point.
Ben Moa made the catch, or did he?
Let's see if he got his arms underneath it and just double clutched it. Nice, got tipped right there.
That was was that Johnny Jolly again?
Oh,
that's a great
catch. You better do.
Oh, yes, sir.
Randy McElboy, what do you have? All right, Randy, we'll check in with you in just a moment. But There, that is not good news. Jared Morris being taken off from the golf cart. We'll get a report. A lot of room to run for Elliott. Brett Elliott down inside the 10-yard line to the 9.
Byron Jones coming off the block from the wide receiver.
Wearing him out over on his sideline.
He sent him full momentum going the opposite direction.
Elliott's landed on that cement the last 2 times he's carried the football. Got to be a good 20 feet out of bounds.
Tough young man. He's back at it again, though.
It's a 2nd down and short. Make it 2nd down and 3. Utah desperately trying to get something going here on the first drive of the 3rd quarter. Right up the middle to the 5, inside the 5 and carrying the pile down to the 3-yard line is Brett Elliott.
That's good quarterbacking with Brett Elliott. He saw daylight. He cracked in that hole, and you know what a great run.
And how about the Utah offense, Coach? They are right back on the football. They don't give you a chance to sub your guys in.
No huddle. 1st and goal.
Archie McDaniel trying to call a timeout. Excuse me, Narada Manning.
And did he get it? Penalty marker down from.
I think they're going to have too many men on the field. Yeah. He couldn't get off in time, and that's good coaching by Utah to go up right off the line of scrimmage and force the issue because A&M wanted to substitute some players in. They had too many on the field, and Narada Manning tried to call a timeout, but there's also a flag down. We'll see if they'll give him the penalty or the flag.
There is no foul in the play.
Call the timeout.
Texas A&M called timeout prior to the flag. Timeout.
First Urban Meyer trying to mix things up for Dennis Franchione's defense here in the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. 21-0. A&M leads it, and this has been an impressive drive for Utah. They've been able to mix it up here and there, but for the most part, it's been Brett Elliott and Brandon Warfield getting it done on the ground.
And Kevin, you're absolutely right. Brett Elliott from the quarterback position in this spread offense, we've been talking about it on this whole drive, but I'm telling you, it's so assignment-oriented and hard. You got to know where the quarterback is and account for him if he's a mobile guy. Brett Elliott's showing he can get in behind those big offensive linemen, either bounces it outside on the option or he runs it up the middle, but he's been the workhorse on this drive.
Talk about Urban Meyer and what he's done throughout his career. It is such a huge factor in keeping consistency within your coaching staff. And this is the most since 1954 that a Texas A&M incoming coach has brought this many coaches from his previous staff. They basically loaded up a bus in Tuscaloosa and all headed for College Station. Look at the number of years that they have been with Coach Franchione.
Yeah, look at those.
6 years, 7 years. Jim Bob Helduser was with him from his days at Southwest Texas State, the offensive line coach. A lot of continuity with that coaching staff, and I think that was a big key that Tom Osborne had at Nebraska for so many years.
No question about it, Kevin. There's absolutely no question about that.
Ball set at the 2-yard line.
Big series for the Utes here.
1st down and goal. Warfield right up the middle. Didn't get in. Touchdown, Utah.
He got driven back, but he gave that second effort, Kevin. He hit the pile, kept those legs churning, kept the feet moving, got in behind the big fellas, and put it over the end zone.
I'll tell you, Warfield is a good back. He is a real good back. Max Peterson is a good center.
Yeah, he is.
He's done a nice job.
Talking about coming off the football.
You bet. Nice drive, nice play. Now we have a football game.
And isn't it amazing how after you have had a first half that was just completely, totally, in every way, shape, or form, they missed the extra point. Dominated by Texas A&M, one drive of the second half, and we are a 2-score game. We have a 2-score game as it's 21-6. A&M on top.
The new era in Aggie football is here. Follow all the action with the Aggie Sports Connection with Coach Fran. Each week, go inside the locker room as Coach Fran and Dave South review and preview each game. Plus, exclusive features from Aggie Ultimate Access and what's happening with soccer and volleyball. We've got it all. Make it tradition this fall and get connected with the Aggie Sports Connection with Coach Fran.
Ever wanted to narrow down your channel options and only see what movies or sporting events are on? Themes List lets you do just that. Simply press the left arrow button on your remote while you're watching a show. Then select one of the categories, such as family, and you get a list of what's on in that theme. It's a great feature and it's available to everyone, so try it out.
Boy, I hope Roger found enough firewood. Yeah, I want to make s'mores. Hey guys, I gathered the wood and made a fire. Oh yeah, and I built a shelter.
Even as a kid, I believed in giving people a little more than they expected. I'm Roger Riney. I started Scottrade to take care of online investors. $7 trades, no inactivity fees, and personal attention at your local office. Click, call, or stop by Scottrade today.
On Sportsnet.
Hats off to Mom. She knew how to start your day off right. No toasty flakes for you. What you need is the kind of hot, hearty breakfast that would earn Mom's stamp of approval. So right now at Whataburger, we're serving breakfast biscuits for under $1. How about that, Mom?
What a burger!
Just like you like it.
Tonight on 54321, the QS Surfers hit the coast of France with a vengeance.
Good waves, that's perfect.
And Bubba Stewart and Ricky Carmichael lead the AMA into New York. That's tonight at 5 p.m. on 54321. Check your local listings.
Totally NASCAR. Your season-long destination for everything that is NASCAR. Weeknights on Fox Sports Net.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the program.
Well, a golden opportunity missed for the Utah Utes as they got the fumble on the kickoff return and weren't able to convert that into points. Missed field goal from 40 yards out from Borison as Brian Borison couldn't kick it through, and maybe a bullet dodge for A&M.
Well, it's certainly a momentum changer because everything was going Utah's way. They came out after the half, made their adjustments, marched the ball right down the field behind Brett Elliott, the quarterback. Brandon Warfield moved it right in, went right down and scored. And boy, to get a break like that recovery of the fumble there, that's a huge opportunity missed.
That's feather in A&M's cap for putting a big stop on them, though. That's
you
what
bet.
Good teams do, and they did a good job of playing defense.
Reggie McNeil bringing the troops out here in the second half for the first time as McNeil throws this one complete. Thomas has it, fighting to the 30-yard line as he made the catch there. Terrence Thomas, his first catch of the night. And a penalty marker is down. We had a lot of laundry on the field tonight. Unlike last week, we hardly saw any penalties called.
We had a total of, what, 7 penalties?
Yeah, it's been totally opposite tonight.
Last week, and I think we did that in the first quarter almost. Utah State's been penalized 10 times.
Ineligible
3.
receiver, downfield, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Make it 4 now.
Yeah, you rarely see that called in a situation. Usually when you see the illegal receiver downfield, it comes in when a guy almost is sacked and
right,
gets away.
quarterback's back, scrambling around, takes a lot of time, but on those quick releases, you normally don't see it. There's a look at the
14 penalties in this game. It'll be a first down at 5. We'll back it up to the 17-yard line. First down at 15, I should say. That's behind Taylor. Well, third down to come. Well, Taylor and McNeil were just absolutely lights out. A tough pitch and catch combination in the first half, but unable to connect on their first try here in the second half.
Got to relight their fire. Sometime after the half, you come out and things don't start out too good, and you go in the doldrums a little bit.
Yeah, especially when they go so well.
Yeah.
I mean, everything happened in the first half. There was so much momentum that A&M had on offense, and you're right, Coach. Sometimes you come in, you just gotta relight the fire.
McNeil completed his lost football, and Utah's got it again.
On the play. Well, they sure are putting a lot on the back of the defense right now.
They sure are.
This is
Now that missed field goal, if you think about the field position that Utah has right now, you go back to the missed extra point and the missed field goal. I mean, they're knocking on the door again.
Second time tonight. Corey Dodds ends up getting on this, the strong side linebacker.
Plus, this is a bad Saturday for upsets anyway.
Oh, man, there's been a bunch of them. There's a lot of guys in the top 25 that have gone down. Purdue's gone down. They lost to Bowling Green, Urban Meyer's old team.
Warfield, nothing doing, ran right into the defender. That's just a matter of having a battle at the line of scrimmage and the guy in the maroon jersey winning the battle. Absolutely.
That's what you call a scrum. Now the guy's blocked. He's blocked by 2 offensive linemen.
Lawrence Hooper, look at number 90 come through.
Yeah, just refuses to be blocked, stay blocked, and delivers a big shot on Warfield. Stalemate, you got it right here. And man, talk about taking a shot.
Bryce Reed also there. Number 35.
Bryce Reed, former fullback. That's all right, man. Down there scrumming in that defensive line.
This one incomplete.
Trying to get the ball down there to Linzel Jackson. Coach, that's one of those deals. Elliott had a little bit too much pace on that football. It's just a little bubble screen. But when Linzel Jackson's coming back, he's got to make sure that he catches the football, but he's got to look down the field a little bit, and that ball was off of his hip. He wasn't able to hang on to it.
Impossible play because it was too much heat on the ball. You're right, and it's just that's got to be a touch pass.
Right. Give him a catchable ball, and then let him get the blocking set up and try to make something happen.
3rd down and 9.
A&M defense showing well right now.
Reverse, but a flag is down. It's enough for the first down to the 6-yard line. As Larry Miles, the ball carriers, he gets it inside territory, but it's all coming back. It's deep inside A&M territory. It's coming back.
Tell you what, that A&M defense dodging a bullet right there. Jackson Appel did a nice job to finish the tackle on Larry Miles, but that was a huge conversion on 3rd down here in the red zone.
Illegal formation. Offense. Only 6 men on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
Those have been killers in this game. He's had some, not only just the number of, but when they have come. So back it up and make it a 3rd down and 14. Looking in the end zone.
Boy, great deep. Oh, they're going to give him the rag.
Byron Jones will be called for the interference, you would think.
Yeah, they're going to call it on Byron Jones, Kevin. I don't know if he looked back for the football.
Yeah, Linzel Jackson was the man he was guarding.
Big height difference here. Linzel Jackson goes 6'2", and looks like Byron did not look back at the quarterback or look back for the football, and they're going to flag him for that interference call.
He knew it immediately, too.
2-yard penalty. By rule, automatic first down.
That's why he gets the rag right there, is because he doesn't look back for the football, Coach.
No question.
He's running step for step with him. He times the jump up perfectly, but you can't face guard. You got to get that head snap back and try to find the football.
That's right, especially if you're going to make contact with the receiver.
Well, Utah, Kevin, gets one back. They got a couple of penalties that pushed him back to a 3rd and 12, and they get the pass interference calls. Got him teed up with a fresh set of downs on the 7-yard line.
1st and goal from there.
And Brandon Warfield
again
taking the snap.
Straight snap to the running back, and Warfield down maybe a gain of a yard to the 6-yard line. 2nd down and goal coming up.
Daniel, number 57, Scott Duquesne with the tackle.
Scott Duquesne, who made the stop there, able to finish the play. Got a lot of help in a hurry as well. A 2nd down and goal. Warfield again, straight up the gut. Did he get in? Touchdown, Utah.
Let me tell you, that's running there. That's what you call it.
That's right. He got a really big crease right there in the middle, and you just wonder, Jared Morris being out of the ball game, that middle of the defense is maybe a little bit more impregnable now than it was.
There's no doubt. And watch that line come off. That is good blocking.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You look at it. You got a hat on a man. You got hat on man.
Surge, all up and down the line there, and it just makes a big difference.
I like this. Kick the extra point now. If you need two later on, come back and get it when you really need it. It's a 21-13 game, just like that, an 8-point game. As Warfield takes it in again, 21-13.
Give me that, give me that, give me that. Psst. Hey you, let me let you in on a little secret. Tony Roma's is a great place for lunch. The great $6 weekday lunch is our way of saying Tony Roma's is more than just great ribs. Choose from 9 lunches for only $6. That's right, $6. And this includes our healthy summer salad, sandwich platters, and Tony Roma's famous barbecue chicken with fries and coleslaw. Your choice, $6. Get 'em up at Tony Roma's. Tony Roma's, now famous for lunch.
Tonight at 10 on your Busch Light Southwest Sports Report, the Dominator speaks out as he tries to bring his Texans off of Cloud 9 and their Sunday shocker of the world. In the North Side, the Big Tuna reacts to a less than stellar Sunday Cowboys performance, and the Astros could easily gain some ground on both the Cubbies and Cards. By the end of the day, the Astros could be tied for first with the Cubs in 2 games ahead of the Redbirds. It's all tonight at 10 on your Busch Light Southwest Sports Report.
If I can't hear Lee.
Big volleyball match here in College Station a week from tonight, September 13th. Defending national champion Southern Cal taking on Texas A&M in the Holler House. 7 o'clock at G. Riley White Coliseum. For tickets, call 1-888-99-AGGIE. Lori Corbelli is the head volleyball coach. It's an Olympic year. Celebrate 20 years from the Olympic experience of '84.
8 years together, and when we walked around the opening ceremonies arena at the Memorial Coliseum in LA, that moment was something I'll never forget because I had dreamed of it for 27 years. And I still hear when I hear the anthem, it's the moment I think of.
Lori Corbelli on her Olympic experience, guys, from 1984, 20-year anniversary, 2004. Back to you guys.
All right, they're going to try to make G. Riley rock. G. Riley White Coliseum. It's Saturday, September 13th. For tickets, call 1-888-99-AGGIE. They're looking to pack, and they take on Southern Cal. Here's Terrence Murphy. Murphy with room to run. Another huge return.
Arnold Parker, the defensive back and the safety valve on that kick coverage team for Utah, saved a touchdown. That's the way you atone for fumbling the football, Coach.
There's no doubt about it. Plus,
67 yards on the return.
This is 2 weeks in a row that this has reignited an A&M team that had a chance to get their head down. And it's unbelievable.
He's had returns of 77 yards, 58 yards, and now 67 big ones.
Well, and the thing that is so impressive that Coach Fran was talking about, he said earlier in the week, after reviewing tape of last week's ball game against Arkansas State, he said, Terrence Murphy, we know that he can make a guy miss. We know that he can get out in the open field and take it to the house again on that kickoff return.
A&M trying to answer. Farmer right up the middle and nothing doing. There's a lot of white jerseys waiting for him as he got right back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard. But a short gain and a second down and long coming up. Zach Toon leading the way, junior from Artesia, California. Well, there's a lot of substitutions. You've seen Farmer come out, Courtney Lewis go in. Lewis has carried the ball 7 times. Farmer's carried the ball 4 times in the game. So they're spreading it around. Second and 9, this is Courtney Lewis. McNeil got hammered, and Lewis...
Well defense by Utah.
Got hammered shortly thereafter. Bo Uha was the first guy to get there, along with Spencer Toon.
Coach, that's exactly how you defend the option. You get the ball out of the quarterback's hands, and then you get your pursuit to come up. Reggie, he doesn't have the ball in his hands long.
But you're right, and now it's no option to it. And watch this guy get his head across, force him back inside. That's where all the pursuit.
Yeah.
head across the bow.
That's well defense play right there now.
Wonderful.
Get the quarterback to pitch it quick, and then get your outside pursuit to turn it back into the inside. And it's you pretty much shut down the option every time you do that.
Like you said, Shay, no option to it because the quarterback was out of it.
3rd down and 8. That's incomplete. Taylor did a nice job of coming back to the football, but talking about throwing it on a dead run for Reggie McNeil, he just couldn't get it there.
It's more like a sling. Utah had come with one of those creative blitzes, we'll call it. They had 3 guys rushing right up the middle of the field. 2 of the linebackers and 1 of the safeties. Flushed Reggie out to the right side. Did a nice job avoiding the pressure, but the coverage was good downfield as well. And here comes Pegram in to try a field goal from about 45 yards.
He was good from 42, 32, 35, and 30 last week. 4 for 4 last week. Try to knock one through here from 45 yards. And a fake. But he's going to be short of the 1st down.
Justin Long is the holder.
Yep.
And he's got good speed.
Well, defense.
I like the play call.
I like the play call.
I like the aggressiveness by A&M.
Stay heads up on the defense.
Justin Long, don't let the big size fool you. Now, that guy can run. He has got some wheels.
Ooh, a nice play by 55. What a good play.
Yeah, he saw that coming across the top. Did a nice job of getting some lateral pursuit and stopping Long before he could pick up that 1st down.
Great to see.
Marquez Ledbetter, this is number 55 you spoke about. Sophomore from Louisville, Mississippi. But now 1st down and 10 for Utah. Utah right back in this game. Warfield trying to get away, needs a block. Wow, did he make something out of absolutely nothing. He could have lost 7 yards on that play. Instead, he's going to be close to a 1st down.
Kevin, I want you to watch all the things he did on this run, and when they run it back, it's unbelievable. What's his feet? Look how good his feet are. What's this, Shay? Looks like Shay Walker of old.
Look, that's a loss of 8 right there.
Yeah, and watch him right here. Look
just
there.
running through the arm tackles.
I'm telling you, that guy's a good football player.
He bounced it around out there. He had nothing, Kevin. You're absolutely right. He had nowhere to go with that football.
An 8-yard gain. Warfield over 100 yards in the ball game. Looking for more and getting more. His 3rd straight game to hit the century mark. They'll move the sticks as he picks up the 1st down.
Scott Stakane doing a nice job of filling in for Jared Morris, but when Jared Morris is in the ball game, typically you see that running back move backwards. Stakane does a nice job of falling down the line of scrimmage, keeping his eye on the runner, but Warfield lowered that shoulder and delivered a pretty big lick there.
I tell you, the little offensive line,
they're starting to come on.
They are good defensive line on that play.
5.5 yards of carry for Warfield. He'll be right back at his average as he almost goes for another gain of 5. Utah really clicking on all cylinders right now offensively as Archie McDaniel made the stop.
It's amazing the adjustments they made at the half and how well they've played in the 2nd half. They look like a different football team, don't they?
Well, they certainly saw something and made some adjustments because you're right, Coach. They had nothing going in the 1st half, and they seemingly right now are opening up some pretty big holes. And it's kind of one of them deals where you got to figure they just challenge the offensive line. So look, you guys go out there and block somebody.
Going up top. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of Linzel Jackson.
Yeah, nice coverage.
Thank you, Sean Weston.
Yeah, nice coverage right there by Sean Weston because Jackson had inside position. Elliott threw a really nice ball. It looked like it hit him.
Is that what you call on the island, Shay? Out there on the island?
You're on the island, that's for sure. Yeah, you're out there, everybody's watching you, but just timed his jump perfectly and came in. See, looking back for the ball. See the head and the eyes turn around. When you look back for the football like that, you're not going to get called for pass interference.
3rd down and 6. Incomplete. Punt time for Utah. That's a big stop right there for the A&M defense.
Well, I tell you, on some of the plays, you see Brett Elliott, he makes some really nice throws, and sometimes it looks like he just throws and misses guys and throws it down around the ankles. And he wasn't really pressured a lot. He got grass stains on the back of his shirt. A lot of that from the 1st half.
My concern would be number 7. in the backfield returning his punt.
Hey, it's great to see Jason Carter back in the ball game after having that knee wrenched early on.
Telling you.
Uh-oh, fake there. And having none of it.
They actually lost yardage on it. They blow the play dead. At least the official came in from the far side and blew the play dead. He was coming in to mark it.
That looked like Blake Kendrick, the linebacker, number 58, is the one who made that play. Jackson Appel coming up with the ball. Brian Singleton and Jason Carter. How about that? You got your guy receiving the punt. He's all the way down here congratulating. He wanted to get a run in, make sure his knee was all right.
Well, yeah, the official from the other way, he came in waving his hands as if to say the play is dead. And then they're going to mark it back where...
They're going to give him a good spot on
it. Where the play actually ended.
Well, they missed that one, Kevin.
I agree.
Plus, I don't much like that. I believe I'd have punted that ball down there. I've got my momentum going. It's 21-8. I'm 8 points down.
Plus your defense has played well.
Defense played good. You know, maybe...
Well, you're on the road, hostile environment, try to keep it going, but I agree with you, Coach. I think I'd have just kicked that one away.
Here comes the pressure, complete. Taylor with a great move. And Taylor down near the 10.
Telling you what, those rack yards for Jamar Taylor are just phenomenal. He is such a good athlete and such an explosive guy.
How about the spin after the catch?
And he's doing it at a breakneck pace. Reggie doing a great job of throwing back across his body. That is not an easy throw to make. He's got all of his momentum going out to his right. He's able to whip it right back across his body. That's not an easy throw at all.
That's hard. Plus, I'm going to tell you, it's amazing how strong Taylor is. Taylor is a strong runner.
Oh, yeah.
Look at those guns on him. Look at there.
Sixth catch of the night. Jamar Taylor. Handed right up the middle, and not much there. It's been the case all night for folks there in a big hurry, led by Spencer Toon, sophomore from Blackfoot, Idaho. Toon, the fourth fastest player on this Utah team. 6'2", 230 pounds. They back it up. A yard, make it second down and 11. 20 down and 90 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Lewis has the corner. Boy, knocked out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
Well, he's got that great burst of speed.
I'm telling you, you see him hit the corner, Coach?
Yep.
And that's a play where they see Murphy going in motion there. That's the one he hit.
Speed for him.
Yeah, there's no way that defensive lineman is going to be able to keep up with Courtney Lewis.
He's got a burst. Like you said earlier, Shay, he runs fast and he doesn't look like he's moving that fast. He's just so smooth he glides.
Well, that was that play where they sprung Terrence Murphy on that reverse that he made the 80-yard touchdown run on. They had him coming in motion and they went the other direction.
We were talking about this earlier. Think back about the high school days. Vincent Young.
Courtney Lewis in the same backfield.
Lewis in the same backfield.
How would you like to play defense against those two birds? I'm telling you now. You're talking about
first down and goal.
They also had a couple of good wide receivers in that arsenal as well.
That's pretty amazing. Say, Courtney Lewis looks to me like he's got a chance to really be a great running back. He's young, he's a freshman. What a future he's got ahead of him. He just does things. He's savvy. He just understands.
First and goal from the 1. Joseph.
Fumble.
Lost the football.
Bags on the carpet. Utah's giving us the point.
They don't get a vote.
Did you say that last week?
Yes.
And were you right or wrong?
You're 2 for 2. They don't get a vote, but they voted right this time.
You are consistent.
Look, he says, I got the football. What do you mean?
But I tell you what, here this is all happening after Utah. We talk about dodging a bullet now. They try to fake punt, didn't make it. A&M drives the ball smartly down the field. They get it on the 1-yard line, and they get it into their bull of a fullback, Keith Joseph. And just a lot of hand swiping and going on. He's trying to get elevated there. Takes a big shot from the linebacker.
It was
despite the second effort, he sticks it out across and he gets it swiped out. Utah's got the ball on their own 1 yard line. They look for a little bit of noise.
And a decent gain. Again, you like that center. He's a big guy in the middle. Max Peterson able to clear out a little room there, at least a little breathing room. And picked up a couple on the quarterback's knee.
Looks like Elliott. He's pretty. He's a journeyman quarterback.
Lost the football. Warfield picked it up and got it out to the 4. And did he lose it?
And Brian Singleton saying A&M has got it.
Third down.
Referees aren't quite so sure. Well, you talk about dodging a major bullet. That fumble happened in the end zone, about 3 yards deep. Made it about, a couple yards. Brian Singleton, great job of ripping the ball. Oh, and how about, that's a lot of fighting going on down there under the pile now. They're backed up to the closed end of this stadium, Coach, and if you don't have a hand signal, you're not going to get a playoff.
Got no chance. You talk about great home field advantage. This is it. This is a great example of it.
Let the clock expire, I believe, here. They do just that. So it won't be any easier, but it will be a little quieter when we come back for the fourth quarter. At least they go to the opened end of Kyle Field. But 3 quarters of play in the books. Utah with plenty of fight left in it with 13 unanswered points in the third quarter. And it's been all about that man, Brandon Warfield, as Texas A&M leads it 21-30 going to the fourth. Welcome you back as we get set for the fourth quarter of play. With Shea Walker and Randy McElvoy down on the field. Kevin Eschenfelder. And it has been an entertaining third quarter. The Aggies may not think so, but Utah's gotten back into this football game. Now they face a 3rd down and 9 from the shadow of their own goalpost. Just a tick under 75,000 on hand in this one. They've drawn 150,000 fans in their first 2 games. 3rd down and 9. Utah has to get it out to their own 11-yard line. Quick drop, dropped by Moa. Well, Ben Moa had it and would have been near a 1st down, but instead it is punt time.
I believe he might have heard those footsteps. Need a little cotton fruit.
And I'll tell you right now, Ben Moa is wishing that Elliott would have put the ball up around the number 8. He threw that ball, a little low fastball right down there around the ankles. Not able to hang on to the football. And that would have been a huge pickup for this Utah offense.
Matt Kovacevic comes in to punt. He'll stand just inside the end line.
Oh, great kick.
Yeah, Carter from his own 44. Great kick, and what looked like was going to be great coverage turned into pretty good coverage. Certainly could have come for Utah as A&M will have the ball at the 46-yard line, a 55-yard punt when Utah needed it most.
Kevin, when you kick it 55 yards, it's hard to cover it. Now that's out kicking your coverage, and they did a great job of getting down there. I don't know how they did as good as they did.
Well, they covered it. They just missed it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The kicking game for A&M is unbelievable. They've got so many weapons, and that's the 2nd best punter in the. First best one plays at A&M too, and he's not kicking tonight. So, I mean, it's an amazing deal how many good punters are on this football game.
Courtney Lewis and Reggie McNeil make up the A&M backfield. Penalty marker comes in. We got a delay of game as we summarize this one as Utah is taking care of business here in the 3rd quarter. McNeil 10 of 15 for $117 and a touchdown. He has gone the entire way. Elliott with 97 yards passing, but Warfield, I think, is the key to this ball game. Is he's got 114 yards rushing on 22 carries, and it's been kind of a quiet 114 yards, if that's possible.
Steady Eddie. It just gives you the same thing every time.
Courtney Lewis, maybe a gain of a couple to midfield.
Are y'all surprised that Justin Long hadn't been in the game?
Coach, I'll tell you right now, I am, because if you look at the comments made by the coaching staff at A&M after last week, they said neither one of the quarterbacks really separated themselves. They both were relatively efficient, but they both had interceptions. And Reggie has played a heck of a ball game tonight. There's no question about it. Just a little surprised that Dustin Long hadn't had an opportunity to come in and run the.
McNeil trying to cut back and got tripped up. He had a mile to run and plenty of room. And he'd been able to get right past that one defender, wasn't able to do it. Instead, it's a 3rd down and long coming up.
Kevin, that's one of those examples where the paint on the field might have knocked it down. I mean, there's no footing. It's slick. It's, you know, people don't understand that. It's a different surface than it is on the grass. And it looked like he slipped.
I'll tell you what, if I'm thinking that Terrence Murphy needs to give all the skill position players at A&M lessons on how to make them cuts at high speed, because he can sure do it.
Time to throw, does throw, complete to Murphy to the 29-yard line, and a 1st down.
But you won't see a better catch tonight than what Terrence Murphy just did. Operating in space out there, he had a little bit of a cushion. Utah respecting his speed.
What's this guy doing? Watch him.
He's respecting a little speed. He falls off. But boy, you see Murphy go up and get that ball. That is outstanding, outstanding job.
Sean Harper was going to the outside when Murphy was cutting to the inside.
Reggie sailed that ball, and the ball sailed on him as a little high, but Murphy getting that little fight, that 6'1" body up.
Courtney Lewis, goodbye. And A&M gets on the board for the first time in the 2nd half.
Nice job up front by that offensive line. Hey, look at that scene.
Wow.
That's a lot of patience by Courtney Lewis. Kevin, there's a lot of maturity there, right? He didn't kind of run into that line too quick. He let everything develop, let those blocks happen, and as soon as they did, boom, turn on the jets.
He goes
in untouched.
He read that axiom, the shortest point between two places, a straight line.
He took it to the house, didn't he?
He does. That's what he did in last week, too.
Aldo De La Garza and Alan Ruber on that right side, clearing the path. And it's Pater for Courtney Lewis in a 28-13 lead.
If you're getting married, we'll rent you a tuxedo package for as little as $50, which is pretty good, considering her dress probably cost as much as your car.
Rent 4 tuxedos, and the groom's is free.
You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
At CarMax, you get a low, no haggle price without the mind games. Because no haggle really means no haggle. Not on the price, not on the trade-in, or the financing. CarMax, the way car buying should be.
Looking for an easy way to sell your car? Bring it to CarMax.
We'll give you a written cash offer that's good for 7 days or 300 miles.
CarMax, the way car buying should be.
Bagwell and the Stros are in a battle for the Central Division crown, but Sexton and the Brewers would love to spoil the party. Tuesday at 6:30 on Fox Sports Net.
De La Garza and Ruber pretty much clearing the path and doing a nice job at it.
Yeah, take a look at the way that they're going to go on the defensive lineman right there. They just take him and bend him right over backwards. Alan Ruber, Kevin, last week, he and Jeff Hangartner both had 12 knockdown blocks. And the thing that I like about offensive line coach Jim Bob Helduser, he says he expects 15 knockdown blocks per lineman per game. And he doesn't just want the little soft ones. He wants them putting them on their backside. And Aldo De La Garza and Alan Ruber right there, they'll probably get a half for that one, but they did a nice job of opening up that seam for Courtney Lewis.
Good mix as far as that offensive line is concerned. You got seniors in Kirk and Ruber. And those are your quick guard and your strong tackle. Those guys are graduate students, but Handgartner's a junior in the middle, and sophomore is De La Garza, redshirt freshman is Alex Kocher. So take a look at those numbers, and there's not been a whole lot of experience there.
Well, and it takes a lot for an offensive line to gel, and they do that over time. But boy, to have 3 guys on there who got their first start last week, and to come back and be as dominant and pushing people around as they're doing it right now on the line of scrimmage is really impressive.
It really is impressive, and as you said a while ago, so they're getting better as this game goes on. Of course, they haven't had many starts.
Morgan Scally and Bo Nagahe back deep, and this is Nagahe. Nagahe playing a little pinball in there, and pinballs his way out the 25-yard line.
Around 112 yards to the 25.
That's right. Pick up 15.
Good pursuit by A&M coverage team.
This will be interesting to see what the mindset now is of Utah this series right here, because they're still very much in the ball game.
Yeah, 15.
13 minutes to go. This is a big series for Utah.
Warfield drug down from Scott Stakane in there to make the stop. After a gain of a couple, gain of 3. Second down at 7.
Warfield, Warhorse, man. I'm telling you, that guy's a tough runner. He's putting up some big numbers now. He started off pretty slow, guys, but he's churning right now.
He really is.
22 carries, 114 yards for Wakefield. And he just carried people. This is not a big guy. He's 5'10", but he weighs 215 pounds, and that's a strong 215.
I tell you, he's a good downhill runner. And that's what you like these guys. And I tell you what, Coach, offensive line for Utah has come out in this second half, and they've come out playing with a little bit of attitude and purpose, because they're making some creases and seams in that A&M defensive front.
They're coming off good, but they really have improved their play in this ball game.
3rd down and less than a yard. Short game, but enough for the first down. Drive will continue.
The A&M defensively in their front 7, they absolutely dominated Utah in the first half of the ballgame. I mean, they were in the backfield. Elliott was taking shots. The running backs weren't getting anywhere. Warfield didn't have many yards, and every time he's getting the ball, he's getting jammed. Now, of course, I think this defense is missing Jared Morris a little bit right now as well.
No doubt about it.
Stakane is in there at that middle linebacker spot. But you see, where Utah has gotten a lot of its yards has been right up the middle. They'll try it again, same spot, and more yards. A gain of 9 yards is rode the wave there, did Brandon Warfield.
He's a son of a gun to tackle.
Stakane again, along with Ronald Jones, making that stop.
You get Stakane, he's right there. And that's, Kevin, that's just by not playing much. Stakane kind of got shielded off by his own defensive lineman and wasn't able to float over there. And he's not into a rhythm yet. And it's tough to do that.
Well, he is in a rhythm. Here's Brandon Warfield. Gain of 9 at 2nd down and 1. Warfield with more. Out to midfield. Counted off at a gain of 6. Ronald Jones there to make the stop. A strong safety having to come up. You got DBs. Those stops on running plays, that's not what you want.
Don't want to be in the first point of contact. Max Peterson, coach, your center that you like so much, Sean Souza and Makai. Ahalona.
That's Makai Ahalona.
Ahalona. You're doing a good job. Yeah, you're doing a better job than that. But 6'5", 305, 6'5", 300, and 6'2", 295. They're making some creases.
That time, nothing doing. It's kind of bottled up right there from the beginning. Here's Brian Patrick.
I think
there to make a defensive stand.
I think it's about time for the split in reverse, don't you?
Well, they've run it very well tonight. One time it burned it, but you see an A&M coming in with some fresh legs. Lawrence Hooper coming in.
And no
as well as Marcus Thornton in that defensive front.
Warfield hasn't gotten a break tonight.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Talking about a workhorse. I'm telling you, that guy's he's doing a lot of churning, man.
Been the man. Didn't pitch it on the option and should have.
And there's those fresh legs that just checked in the ball game.
Yep, Lawrence Hooper.
Lawrence Hooper and Marcus Thornton.
See, this is a double option. They have the possibility of the shovel pass right here to this guy, right here, and the option out here. And of course, they took both of them away from him. So
that penetration just blew it right up. And I tell you, Carl Torbush has got to be feeling good right now about making that substitution call, bringing some guys in with some fresh legs.
Maybe the most impressive thing about that play right there, Aggie fans, that's a sophomore and a redshirt freshman making that play. Hooper, a sophomore from Aldine. Thornton, a redshirt freshman from Houston-Madison. 3rd down and long. 15 to go for the first. Plenty of time. Throw in. Caught. Down to the 20-yard line. John Madsen went up and pulled it down. How big is that? On a 3rd down and 15 and moving the chains. A gain.
Coach, this all starts up front. Great pass protection, not any pressure, and that lets Madsen, gives him opportunity to work downfield. And talk about going up and sticking the ball right over the top of Byron Jones is in good position.
Yeah.
He's in good position, but Madsen goes up. Nice hands.
And from the 19-yard line. Warfield again, making people miss, spinning inside the 15-yard line.
Well, that's one where strong safety Ronald Ray Jones wishes he had back. Young man at the Dallas Skyline High School. That's one he kind of closed his eyes, and Warfield did a little tap dance around him. And I tell you what, that's tough sledding too, because he's out here on his own. He's got to be the guy to stop him, but he gave up that inside. Warfield did a nice job of showing he's got some nimble feet for a big
fella. He's got great feet. He's got great speed, and good strength. He's got good balance. He's really an excellent runner.
He gained 7 at 2nd down and 3. Warfield, strong running down to the 10. He's going to be short of a 1st down. It's going to be 3rd down and about a yard. And he has just been pounding it. One run after another. Again, no time to rest, no taking a play off. Only person they have really behind him is Mike Leedy, who's a freshman, a true freshman from Santa Ana, California.
This game, as far as running for Utah, is on Brandon Warfield's shoulders, no doubt about it.
Yeah. 3rd down in the yard. Warfield going to take the direct snap. Here comes the pressure, but I think he may have gotten the 1st down.
What an effort.
Well, he is elusive. David Ross was right there in the backfield. Looked like
David Ross should have had it.
Yeah, it looked like he beat the snap count almost. He got there so quickly.
And you've been talking, Kevin, about he's doing it on his own. He's back there all by himself doing this thing, and no rest, no breaks. And he shugs off David Ross, 6'3", 283-pound player.
Look where he went down. They had to get to about the 9-yard line, which I'm not sure how generous of a spot he got.
Now, he did a nice job of getting out of the backfield without taking a loss on that play. Because the snap, first of all, was a little high.
That's what you need for the 1st down.
He's going to be short by
and it
about
seems
half
like
a yard.
That shows you how people, offenses are creatures of habit. Everybody gets out of sync just a little bit when it's not the quarterback taking the snap back there. Even if it's in a shotgun situation. It seems like about 4 times there have been bad snaps when Warfield was the man who took the direct snap.
That's right. It was a high snap that time, and it does get things out of sync.
4th and a foot. He got the 1st down, but not by much.
When you're in that situation as an offensive line, you want to keep your back low, your back straight, your behind low, and just push off the ball. If you're only trying to pick up about a yard, look at these big horses up front, keeping the pads down low and just driving. And the key indicator is you want to get your feet, if you're the offensive lineman, get your feet past where the marker is. If you do that, then you know you're going to get the 1st down.
That's where having a quarterback at 6'3", 210 comes into play as well. He was able to move the pile a bit, so it's 1st down and goal for Utah. Nothing fancy here. Warfield breaks out and down at the 2-yard line.
Well, Jackson Appel coming up from the free safety saved the touchdown right there.
Now, this gives you another idea just how good Brandon Warfield is, because they're not fooling anybody right now. They've run the same play the entire second half.
Yeah, but Kevin, it's all up front. Makai Ahalona did a great job right there of not allowing. He sealed that whole right side of that defense, and Warfield had nothing but a sharp angle to run around. Jackson Appel coming up from the free safety saved the touchdown, but great job by Utah's front 5 right now. They're getting the job done.
2nd and goal from the 2. Touchdown, Utah.
They need to give that drive credit to Warfield and that gum line. Boy, what a
second half. They need to give credit to Warfield in the line.
That's
Those guys are coming off. They're coming off the football now. I'm telling you.
Bare Knucks football right there. It's just line up and go after them. Red Rover, Red Rover. Let Warfield come over. And I think that's what they're doing.
This time the point after is good, and back to an 8-point game with 6:12 to go. Oh, it was 21-0 a long time ago. This would look like a potential blowout. We got a game in College Station.
I'm here in the Northwest to promote my Northwest chicken salad. It's really authentic with all the flavors of the Northwest, like authentic Northwest fajita-style chicken, roasted sweet corn, black beans, and the Northwest kick of spicy pepper jack cheese and creamy Northwest dressing. Wait a minute, that can't be right.
Whoops.
I'm here in the Southwest to promote my Southwest chicken salad.
Try the Southwest chicken salad, one of 3 salads made fresh daily.
If it's blue, we're pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay, baby.
No, honey, you do it.
No, I can't look.
Really?
No, yes, you go.
Okay.
Well?
Rangers are gonna kill him. Here, take this thing.
You can't be serious.
Huh? Did you say something?
There you see Brandon Warfield. Take a load off, son, because he has been absolute workhorse. It has been all about him. 2-yard touchdown run, but he provided the offense in that 76-yard 14-play drive that took up 6 minutes and 52 seconds, and now little guarded optimism from the 74,000 plus here in College Station as they've seen Utah come out strong here in the second half, but they know that their Aggies can seal the deal here with a time-consuming drive with 6:13 to play. Murphy wisely takes a knee. It'll be 1st down and 10 from the 20-yard line.
That's the smartest thing that's happened, kicking that ball in that end zone.
There's been some big upsets around the nation today. Take a look. Nebraska with no problems. Iowa State today. Colorado wins by 2 over UCLA, and Missouri no problems with Ball State. Texas Tech a winner over New Mexico. But talk about some of these upsets, Shay.
But you know what, Kevin? Number 25, Penn State, loses to Bowling Green today, 27-14. Number 19, Auburn, who was a number 1 team coming into the season in some polls, lost to Georgia Tech 17-3. Still hadn't scored a touchdown. Number 20, Purdue down to Bowling Green. Notre Dame barely survived Washington State in overtime. Ohio State beat San Diego State by 3. I mean, there's a lot of football, a lot of hijinks going on in the football world today.
Jordy Lewis to the 40, to the 45, to the 46-yard line. Gain of 26 yards on 1st down and 10.
Kevin, just to go back to the scores again, number 15, Virginia loses to South Carolina 31-7. So you've got 4 teams in the top 25 that all went down today.
And I think it's such an inexact, the rankings are such an inexact science
Absolutely.
This time of year.
No doubt. And it certainly gives credence to not starting a poll until about the 4th week of the season.
Yeah, that's a great example right there of making 20 yards with 2 missed tackles. You know, Courtney Lewis makes people miss him.
And Lewis tried to do it again, this time upended right in the middle of the line. A gain of a couple, but met rudely. Yeah, he kind of spun him down.
He was going one way, and when he ended up getting tackled, he was ended up facing the other way.
Sione Bouha, junior from Salt Lake City, 6'3", 315 pounds. And Lewis,
that's big numbers right there.
Closing in on the century mark, his first 100-yard game of his collegiate career. Lewis trying to break away. He'll lose yards. Good pursuit and a good job of sealing the deal from Utah's defense. Corey Dodds, the stud linebacker, stayed at home.
Now, we've been talking about Utah's offense throughout the night about how Urban Meyer, new head coach who just came in from Bowling Green. This is his first season at Utah. And the fact that he's put in this whole offensive scheme. But one thing that didn't change at Utah is their defense. Defensive coordinator Kyle Whittingham has been there now for 10 years, and so the players are comfortable. They didn't have to learn anything new to play defense here at Utah. It's pretty much the same, and so there's a little bit of continuity on the defensive side of the ball.
Huge play here, 3rd down and 9. It's about the mark. I think he's going to be short.
Great catch, but I tell you what, it has even a better tackle. Better tackle there by the Utah defender because Murphy had the momentum leaning there.
You know, that's what they call Urban Meyer's biggest recruiting coup, is keeping his defensive coordinator.
Keeping the D coordinator, yeah.
He was a guy that had been around, absolutely Kyle Whittingham, he'd been around that area, knew the recruiting, and not to mention, had a good defense.
Look at that snap. Ooh, that snap.
This would go into the end zone, so 80 yards away is Utah, and they trail by 8 with 3 minutes and 47 seconds remaining.
Hey, Jacob Young has done a nice job punting in the absence.
Yeah, the absence of an All-America punter. He's come in the last 2 weeks and has just performed phenomenal.
He really has.
And I like the hang time, Coach, that he's getting on the ball because it gives the coverage team time to get down there. Now, they've executed it a couple of times. That one he kicked a little too deep, but he has really done a nice job.
Both of these punters in this ball game have done a great job.
Is Brandon Warfield anywhere in the game?
He's over with oxygen.
He got the oxygen.
It won't be hard to find unless you're a defender, and he still scoots through it. There's a play that's going to go down in the books as a gain of a couple, but could very well once again have been a big loss because there was a lot of penetration by the A&M defense.
Kevin, you're right. It's nothing flashy. There's not a whole lot of smoke and mirrors going on or reverses or anything. It's just basically Warfield left, Warfield right. Offensive line is doing a nice job of creating some seams. But he's, I mean, it's no surprise he's going to get the football right now.
Better get ready for the end around. It's going to come here in just a second.
Instead, it's Warfield. Busting it out to the 44-yard line. Man, a gain of 22.
I tell you what, if you keep having success running the football like that, you're going to get the end around to hit. But, Coach, take a look at the right side of that offensive line, doing a number on that defense.
Wow, what a seal. There's your man, Max Peterson.
I'll tell you, he's a great center. Watch him. He does that buddy block, that co-op block. He gets leverage. And, you know, that is great running.
Jackson Appel and Byron Jones may have saved touchdowns. Now, this one, not a whole lot of running room in the middle, but still a gain of a couple yards. Keep an eye on the clock now because that's the big factor in this one as the 2nd down and 8 is coming up.
Well, Utah has their full complement of timeouts. But I tell you, the surge of that offensive line, it looks like, what, 180 yards.
Wow.
That's a full day at the office right there.
Yeah, he had 33 carries for 173 last week. Throwing this one downfield, open man and missed it. Boy, was he open. Because Jerome Wright went up, out, and up, and when he went up, nobody was there to be with him.
That's the hardest playing football. Hardest playing football to cover right there.
Well, Brett Elliott wishes he had that one back because that was a nice job of beating Ronald Jones on that play. We're headed right down the sideline. That could have been a huge play for this Utah offense. They've been close now. They've been close and had some opportunities.
3rd down, 8. Incomplete.
Wow,
looking for the tight end, Ben Moa.
Jackson Appel, you talk about representing right there, the young man out of Friendswood High School, the sophomore. He had an interception last week against a very experienced quarterback when he made a great read, and that's a perfect timing right there. You see him, he gives that fist pump. He's pretty jacked up right now.
All right, it's 4th down. Question is, nope, didn't get there early. Got there right on time.
That was outstanding timing by Jackson Appel.
4th down and 8. The crowd into it. Incomplete. Matson couldn't come back to the football, and A&M will take over on downs with 1:51 remaining.
I'm not sure he had a shot. Byron Jones had good coverage right there, and Elliott threw the ball out to where the only place where it was going to be caught, which was on the outside shoulder, but the receiver wasn't quite on the same page.
Elliott's done a heck of a job tonight. He's done a nice job of keeping that team in this game.
Byron Jones' defensive coverage here, Coach, is outstanding. It's so good that the only place that he can put that football is he has to put it on the rope outside, and it just certainly a very low percentage chance to complete it because that coverage is just right on top of it. Byron Jones, great job.
Plants his foot, he comes back to the ball. Just, like you say, that's picture perfect.
Well, now it's a matter of how Utah uses its timeouts. Courtney Lewis up the middle. The 40-yard line.
They're going to have to burn them here. Yeah, we'll get a timeout call right there, Kevin. Stopping it with 1:45 left.
It was a 21-0 game at halftime. You see Urban Meyer doing some coaching on the art of calling timeout. But it was 21-0 as A&M led at halftime. 13 unanswered in the second half by Utah, and now they've got it to a 28. Utah's got its full complement of timeouts, and they will use them here with 1:45 to go. Dennis Francione says it looked like he was signaling like he wanted to call a timeout. Don't know why, unless it was just a matter of personnel, but they'll run the play. 2nd down and 5. Stop is a must. And that's a good way to start if you're Utah, because Courtney Lewis will lose a couple of yards, and quickly Utah calls a timeout.
Kevin, you were talking before that last timeout about last week. Game seemingly in hand, things are going well, and then Terrence Thomas catches a little out route, and he gets whacked from the cornerback, puts it on the carpet. Arkansas State returns it for a touchdown, and all of a sudden it becomes a game seemingly in control, 1-touchdown game. Very similar to tonight's ball game, where A&M comes out guns blazing in the first half. You said they had it 21-0. And even when they've gotten this 15-point lead or so, Utah continues to come back and whittle down on it. It causes for some anxious moments.
Absolutely. 3rd down and 7 here. A&M takes care of it and gets the first down. You could write this one off, barring an unlikely turn of events. But if Utah gets it back, anything can happen. Now my question to you is here, if you're Texas A&M, you got 3rd down and 7. You're absolutely staying conservative here, keeping it on the ground, and that's it, right?
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Make them burn their last time out.
The quickest way to lose, turn it over. Yeah, that's the quickest way.
But make them burn the last time out. And I tell you what, Coach, I think this is good for the maturation process of a young team, is to get in these kind of things.
Seeing different situations?
Yeah, but you got to learn how to finish. You got to get that instinct. When you go up 21-0, you can't sit back. And I'm not saying that they were, but it's a good test. It's a good test of character.
No doubt about it, whatever that word means.
3rd down and 7 to mature.
Maturation process is.
Well, McNeil will throw it, and it's incomplete. Again, some testy moments there because McNeil had that ball out in one hand with a defender hanging on him, and he was able to get rid of the ball.
Well, not real happy. He's getting a little welcome to big-time college football right there.
Well, that's the only way that, honestly, that you can lose. And you got to, now they,
Watch him holding the ball with one hand out here. That's dangerous.
Yes, it is.
Well, but Reggie's that kind of quarterback, guys, and you know that he's the kind of guy that's going to make something happen. He's not going to give up or quit on a play, and he's so athletic, he can make you miss, and he's got so much confidence in himself that he can make those kind of plays. Great coverage punt right there.
And Scally takes it at the 16-yard line. A penalty marker is down near where they made the play.
Came in late.
That was all the way down by where he fielded the punt, down at the 16-yard line.
I tell you, when you got a snapper like that, it makes everything so much easier. And they will not get a punt block this season unless unless the punter mishandles the
Well, now,
snap.
this is not a shameless plug here, but I'm going to tell you guys, when I was a redshirt freshman starting at Texas A&M, my brother Sean went to school here, and he was in the stands.
I remember that.
He came out of the stand. We had trouble with our center to punter exchange, and he came out of the stands, went and played a junior college game at Wharton Junior College, ended up snapping for us for 2 years. That's the only play that he would play on was punt snaps, and he was getting that ball back, Coach. 0.77 seconds, right on the number, and I was.
Well, let me tell you something.
I'm telling you, that's as good as a pro time. I mean, that's right on the numbers. If you can do that, that's a big weapon.
Plus, people don't understand that's just as important as playing left guard every play of the game. Because without that, you have no chance to win. You know, that's the thing about football. So many people contribute that you never hear about.
Well, he started that thing as coming in as a walk-on, and getting put on scholarship.
During the kick, holding, Utah, half the distance from the end of the kick.
He ends up getting put on scholarship his last year.
Dead ball, personal foul, laid him, Texas A&M, 15-yard penalty, first down.
There's a lot going on down there.
Yeah, they're marking half the distance to the goal and the hold, and then move it back out 15.
I was going to tell you guys, though, after my brother Sean deep snapped here as a walk-on, we had another walk-on come on, Monty J. And it kind of that position, the deep snap position for A&M for the last, I want to say about 15 or 20 years has been by guys walking on and coming down and taking on that job.
An important one it is. A minute 23 to go. Utah with the football. 76 yards away. They trail by 8. Warfield had it go off his fingertips.
Well, don't throw him. Just hand. Why you want to throw it to him? Just hand it to him. He's been running amok this whole second half.
He will not have any trouble sleeping tonight. Warfield won't.
Actually, Utah, I was talking to their athletic director. They're going to catch a plane right here out of Easterwood Airport and jet on back to Utah tonight after the ball game. I tell you, Warfield's head will probably be the first one to hit the pillow.
He's been a workhorse. He's really done a magnificent job.
Got a blitz coming.
They protect him. He gets it across to Ben Moa between the hash marks, so the clock will continue to run. You know, they have a short week. Thursday, they take on Cal at Salt Lake City. They're home.
Rice-Eccles Stadium.
And Thursday, A&M plays Virginia Tech.
A week from Thursday.
Oh, a week from Thursday, okay.
This one complete. And out to the 40-yard line, but the end of the line. And again, watching the clock as you're under a minute to go. Jerome Wright making the catch there, his third catch of the night.
Scott Stakane was trailing him. Did a nice job of holding him from picking up additional yards or getting out of bounds.
Got the first down, but now they set the clock and it moves. This one complete again. The clock will move. Didn't get out of bounds, didn't get the first down.
Yeah, they're going to burn their last time out here, and that's what the pass play on that last series by A&M that really kind of put this into play. Had they run the football, they would have forced Utah to burn that timeout. Now they have the luxury of taking it now.
No doubt. The loss of the timeout is really important too when you got this little time left in the ball game. And you're right, though, Shay. That's one of the things you always worry about late in the ball game when you're trying to win a game is let that son of a gun run and make the other team use all their timeouts, and then it's inevitable. But it's hard to do sometimes.
But I'm not going to say I don't like the play call because I like the offense being open. I like the gumption to go for it. You put your best, one of your best athletes, Regiment, on the corner looking downfield. But you got to give Utah's defense some credit. They came up and they ran a good coverage scheme behind it. And they got pressure on Reggie and forced the incomplete pass, which saved them a timeout that they've just used. But now they're out. So at 2nd and 4. They're going to have to be very efficient in how they manage the clock the rest of the way in at 33 seconds left in the ball game, trailing by a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Plus, I learned a long time ago, the plays that people call, the people calling them know a heck of a lot more about why they're calling them and what they can do than anybody else. So they don't have to apologize for any calls. I think everybody's trying to win, and they're going to do what they can do the best. And, I never have questions calls. I just don't always agree.
33 seconds remaining. Going up top. Knocked away at the last second. What a play by Sean Weston.
Sean Weston, all right. I'm talking about that is some good defensive corner right there.
Those two corners are awful good now.
Senior out of Inglewood, California, only 5'10".
Watch how he times everything. He just plays great coverage, like you said a while ago, Shay. He times his jumps perfect. He turns his head back at the ball. He knows where the receiver is. I tell you, that's a heck of a play against a tall receiver.
The most experienced player on the defense, his 38th game.
I think a lot of people breathe a little easy if they get some pressure on Elliott.
Here it is. Did he short hop it? He did.
That's incomplete. Good eyes, Kevin.
So now 4th down and only 21 seconds remaining.
And I think that's the hardest throw in football is to throw that out cut, that 18 to 20 yard out. It just takes a lot to get enough mustard on that ball to get it out to the wide receiver.
So there's your time remaining. Keep in mind it is 4th down and 4 as well. Moa has it out of bounds and gets the first down.
Oh, I never say die. I'll tell you one thing, they're about out of blood, but they're bleeding.
Hey, take a look at Ben Moa right up. Ben Moa doing a nice job. He runs just a little smash route. The guy is 6'2", 260 pounds. We'll take a look at it. He's running against a defensive back, and he just runs down there, causes collision right at the yardage marker, knocks the defender back. Turns his number 8 out there and gives him a good, Brett Elliott a good target. They pick up a really crucial first down.
16 seconds remaining. Downfield, caught, touchdown. Unbelievable.
Well, that was very, very close by Brett Elliott, Kevin, to being over the line when he let go of that football, but the referee was right on top of it. Says that he wasn't. And let the receiver get in the back. Wow, what a play. What a play.
Now, you're talking about, watch this guy right here. Now, you're talking about poise.
Woo, that's close to being over the line right there.
So here it is.
Look at that, but that's a great catch by John Madsen going up and getting it.
A 2-point conversion away. And A&M will call a timeout. Unbelievable.
You know, that's why they got these clocks that go for 60 minutes. This is great awareness, isn't it?
Yeah, he's doing a great job. He gets out.
You know, I was watching him live when he threw it, and I really think he got rid of the ball right before he crossed the line of scrimmage.
I did too, Kev. I think it's right on the dot.
Because I didn't think he was going to, and I was kind of watching close for that. And Madsen just got behind 2 defenders.
Yep. Nice job of getting some protection up front. Here's the line right here.
I think he got rid of it.
Well, and I tell you, his body obviously is well past the line of scrimmage, but he probably let go of the football, Kevin. I think you're right. And that's what, that's what's so good about it. They convert a 4th down. You got your big tight end Ben Moa running down there, drawing a little contact on a smaller defensive back, and he gets himself in a position to convert that 4th down. And just a little bit of a miscommunication in that A&M secondary that lets a receiver get behind him with, what was it? At the time, I think it was, 16 seconds on the clock. Huge 2-point conversion coming up right now. A&M defense, and this is going into the loud end of the end zone. So if Utah doesn't have their play called right now, they're not going to make any changes at the line of scrimmage.
It's all about the 2-point conversion. 28-26. Race to the goal line. Elliott didn't get there.
There's Ray Jones making the stop.
Ronald Jones coming up and putting the hit on the quarterback. Brett Elliott stopping him short of the 2-point conversion.
Well, it looked like Elliott might be dinged up a little bit. Get some help outside. Look at that's what you call closing And, give Elliott some credit now. He's given everything he's got to try to get in there. But Scott Stakane filling in for the injured Jared Morris.
Jonte Buell was there to get first man that got there. I thought it was Jones. It was Buell. Look at this.
Yeah, Jonte Buell, that's right. Absolutely right. Give credit where it's due. But nice job of coming up and making that play. Conley High School out of Pflugerville. Looks like there was something there.
Boy, it sure did, didn't it?
And it just, I think, Kevin, that speed on that A&M defense, just too much. You get on that lateral pursuit, not enough there, not enough to get there. And Stakane and Jonte Buell did a great job. And you talk about laying some leather now, because we've seen Elliott. You talk about he's a big fella.
Yeah.
And he's run through a couple of tackles tonight. The A&M defense wasn't having any of it on that play.
So the hands team will be on with 8 seconds left. Yeah, I don't know. I know he took a shot, but it's got to be the disappointment of coming that close as well.
Well, it's a combined thing. I can tell you right now, his bell is rung, and you see that grimace on his face. That means I don't know. I don't have all my faculties about me yet. I'll get him back here soon, but I don't have him yet. He's a competitor, though. No doubt about it.
What a game he's playing. This has been an exciting football game.
Here's the onside kick. Looking for the pop. They got it. And Terrence Murphy got on it, and that should just about do it.
And no surprise who came down with that football. That's how you execute the hands team. I tell you, the hands team, now I used to be on the hands team.
That's suicide.
And, man, on that front line, because you got to figure, you got guys coming. The first wave is not guys trying to get the ball. Those are the headhunters.
Trying to kill them.
Yeah, they're trying to stretch your esophagus a little bit.
No doubt about it. I tell you, that is a big part of the football team, to be able to execute either one of those plays, either the hands team or the kick, because a lot of games are won and lost right there, naturally.
Reggie McNeil will take a knee. And that will do it. Anything but easy. A&M led this one 21-0 at halftime, and Utah came out fighting in the second half, but come a 2-point conversion short, and A&M goes to 2-0 as they win it 28-26. We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back, hear from some of the keys to this game, to this win for Texas A&M. We'll be back to College Station in a moment. Utah scoring with 8 seconds left, could not convert the 2-point conversion, and Texas A&M wins it by a score of 28-26. You talk about putting your young team through, testing their mettle in this one, and that's exactly what happened tonight.
Yeah, kept their poise. That's what we talked about before the game, poise, and they showed a lot of poise, I thought, in winning that football game.
Well, and it will help them. It will serve them well as they go through this season, because as Kevin alluded to earlier, they have got some tough ats coming up, and at Virginia Tech and at Austin. I mean, there's going to be some tough ball games coming up, and these little early young learning lessons should serve them well as they go down the rest of their schedule.
Well, Brandon Warfield for Utah made the city of Crockett proud tonight. He had 181 yards, but Texas A&M goes to 2-0 as they come away with the victory tonight. So for Randy McAvoy, Shea Walker, Spike Dykes, and all of us, this is Kevin Eschenfelder saying so long from College Station, where our final score, A&M wins it 28-26.